sorry, but I must interrupt this show. Later, you know what it is. Hey, ham solo. It's time, baby. Low. Let's turn out we do. Hey. They said we said we it. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we it. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard. Man, I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a whip. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you in red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you red fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blizzard. Cause you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we said we hit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we go.
And salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Everything Plus Gaming on TSWS. I am Loke7, and joining me, as usual, these two fine gentlemen on a fun Monday morning. Welcome in Oshus and Mr. Taye. Hi to South Africa and Ireland, respectively. Oshus, how are you
Yo,
doing? What have you been playing?
I'm good, man. Good. Blessed as always. What am I playing? I am playing WWE 2024. That is currently my go-to game on Xbox. On PC, I'm just playing around with everything, man. I'm just appreciating my new graphics card. Just giving it like a proper feel. Uh, I'm really like getting soaked into PC gaming. It's something. It's something.
The PC Master Race? Yes? No?
Yeah, man. I feel that like because everything runs like amazing, and I've got like my card is a RTX 3060 Ti, which is a pretty old card. It's a pretty vintage card, but the way it still kicks ass, like in terms of like it still fucking fucks up the 4060.
Isn't that the
It's
same one that Matt got for me?
No, you've got a AMD card. Like you got a 7600, I think. I think you got an RX 7600. I hope you got the RX 7600 XT because that's a fucking boss card.
Let's not get too technical. I'm getting lost. You should have just told me, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
more or less the
No,
same thing.
AMD, they make all the stuff for Xbox and PlayStation. Nvidia makes most of the PC hard. They're number one. Like when it comes to, they've got like over 80% market share when it comes to graphics cards on the PC front. So where AMD makes most of their money is on console with their cards. It's what's on your Xbox and what's on your PlayStation right now. It's like a 6700 XT.
Mm, okay, okay. What have you been playing though? I'm curious.
On PC, dude, like I've not really been playing any specific thing on PC. I've really just been playing around with games to just check graphics hitting and how well they run on my card. But I definitely sampled Indiana Jones. Very obscure game from a gameplay perspective. I get what they're doing, but yeah, like I don't know. Like for me, it was a bit obscure. But so it's Indiana Jones on PC and Ninja Gaiden. Anything that's graphically demanding, just to mess around and see.
Ninja
What
Gaiden is graphically demanding.
It's Unreal Engine 5, bro. Like Ninja Gaiden 2, the remaster thing or the remake,
Relax, bro. Relax. Just
bro.
because it's Unreal Engine doesn't mean it's come on.
No, it's
It's a
Unreal
remake of
Engine
an ancient ass game, bro.
5.
Chill.
Like I
Chill.
ran it. Like I'll give you an example. I ran it on my older card. I had a 3050. That thing looked like a slideshow, dude. Like it was horrible. Like it had so many slowdowns,
All
and if
right,
you, it
let's
was
do this.
horrible. Yeah,
Put on Cyberpunk max settings.
yeah. My graphics card can easily run that. The only thing is, if we put on ray tracing, then it tanks the graphics card. But it tanks everything. Ray tracing on PC just tanks everything. I can
Right.
run Overdrive easily on a 3060 Ti. I can run
Uh-huh.
Overdrive. The only thing is, if I put on ray tracing, I need to pull on DLSS.
Okay. All right. Vince says I'm wrong. Vince, first off, welcome. Second, what am I wrong about? While Vince fiercely types at his keyboard, Ty, how are you? And what have you been playing?
Hey, what's good, everyone? I've been playing Metaphor still. I'm still at that game. I think I'm like 85, 90 hours now. So some
Yeesh.
progress.
Damn.
Every I play once, like maybe 20 minutes. I do a day mission, and once that mission is done, I'm done for the day. So hopefully I'll be able to finish it before Assassin's Creed comes out. But I actually have no idea. I feel like I'm at the end. It sounds like I'm at the end. But you know how these JRPG games are like. There's gonna be
Yeah,
some random twist,
yeah.
and then it's like an extra 4 hours, like 10 hours, 20 hours of more gameplay. But yeah, we'll see.
Japanese games have that weird thing about giving you value for money. It's so irritating.
Hmm.
It's not right. You know what I
Persona
mean?
was a game where like I was pretty much at the end and I thought, oh, this is actually a good end. But then they were like, no, 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 we're gonna go a bit more sci-fi, more mystical now. Here's an extra 15 hours, here's a couple more bosses. And I was just thinking, and funny enough, I actually thought the ending was actually worse. So I would have been happy if they just ended it, 15 hours ago. But yeah, they give you value for money and they kind of take you on a crazy wild ride.
Interesting. Okay. But otherwise, on a personal level, you're good, Ty?
Yeah, all good. No worries. I did have the flu last week, but I'm pretty much all good now. Well, at least maybe 85 to 90%.
All right. All right. Cool beans. Cool beans. Um, so before we get into the game of Avowed, Captain African American. Have you guys seen the movie?
Yes, I have.
Woo! Nice. I thought you were gonna be like Oshas, be like, no, not yet, or whatever. All right, Ty, please give us your feedback, give us your thoughts.
I think the trailers are well done, and they showed a potentially great product. And when I got to the cinema and I finished watching it, I was disappointed. It's not a great movie. It's not bad. It's just okay. It's very, very okay. So you don't have to watch it. It does nothing for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. All it really does is establish, Sam as Captain America. I think they did a really good job in expressing that he's not Steve Rogers. He's his own guy. He has different abilities. He can fly. He doesn't have the serum, and they touch on that a good bit as well as to does he need the serum to be able to be something special? And I think they come to the conclusion that he's a human being, and that's enough. That's actually something you can look forward to. Sorry, you can aspire to as a normal person, as me, you, whoever. So they touch on a few topics like that, and I think it's great. I think they actually executed those themes really well. However, the whole movie just wasn't that great. The characters are not. I mean, I think the young Falcon guy is pretty good. I think I'm looking forward to seeing what he does in the future. I think he brings that kind of comedic relief from Marvel. I can see him, bouncing off other characters, especially the newer, younger ones like Kamala Khan, for example. However, um, there was a lot to be desired. There was no moments where I was like, I'm excited. There was no fighting where I was like, this is so cool. There was a few of them that were inconsistent, but that's just about it. But I said this online. I'm tired now of these single movies, these movies that tells you this person's story. Where are the link ups? I understood at the very start of the phase, everyone gets to establish movies. But now I think we really need to be seeing people. And even for the Blade movie coming out, I am not interested in a solo Blade movie. I want Blade to link up other
What?
characters. Yeah, we don't care anymore. Like I'm sick and tired of these solo movies. Like I don't care about you people. What we care about is, I'll take it back. The best Marvel movies is Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. It's when these guys are coming together to deal with a force that needs to be taken care of, and you have all these personalities bouncing off each other. It makes it special. But with these single movies, you don't get that at all. It's just very still. It's very boring. I don't think we fell in love with Marvel because of these movies. It wasn't Iron Man. It wasn't Thor. It wasn't all these movies that made you love Marvel. It was Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. So, anyway, just to kind of round it up to Captain America. Okay, movie, nothing special. Would I recommend it? Yes, if you have nothing else to do and you have money to burn,
If
go
you have
ahead.
nothing else to do, that means no, Tai.
If you like the cinema and you want to go on a date with someone, you're bored, for sure, go check it out. I would recommend it for that. However, if you're looking for to this as a movie that has reignited your passion in Marvel, no, do not bother.
This guy, this guy. Tai, do you know why I disagree? Why I fundamentally disagree with this idea of, oh, it's such a good thing that they highlighted that he's not a super soldier and he's just a human being and whatever,
Hmm.
is because it's not earned. It's not earned.
Hmm.
It's just given. Like I understand what you're trying to reach for, Like for example, Batman is just another human being with tech. And Batman is worse than Tony Stark because at least Tony Stark has like ridiculous amounts of like metal and weird ass stuff mixed in there with tech and whatever to protect him when he takes a hit, right? Batman, it's if you watch those, if you read the comic books and you watch a couple of those movies, it's just like his body, literally his body, and then just a little like man-made Kevlar on top, and then whatever happens, happens, right? But I will use Batman as an example of why this doesn't fit. Okay, Batman in his story for like 10 years, between the ages of like 16 and 26 or whatever, this guy is going through some crazy amounts of like otherworldly training with Ra's al Ghul and those ninjas in that deal with like immortality and all this other random stuff, right? So this guy goes through a mental and physical augmentation, even though he's still human. He goes through something that is like out of this world, right? This is Bruce Wayne. So it kind of makes sense when you see him do some crazy stuff and take some wild ass hits in these comic books, like taking a punch from Superman, for example. I don't care even if it's got even if he's got kryptonite and it's weakening Superman. It's freaking Superman, right? And Bruce takes a punch from Superman straight to the jaw, still survives. His jaw that doesn't just come off clean off his face. But what's his face? Falcon, or I guess now Captain America, is just another dude. He went to the army, served his time. Like just another dude was a freaking trauma counselor or something. He just hung out around a super soldier. And for some reason, we're supposed to sit here and be like, yeah, this guy, just give him some Wakandan tech. He can take hits, right? Like I need everyone to listen to me when I say this. He can take hits from the Hulk. He Ty, you watch the movie. He stopped. He didn't like slow it down. He stopped a swing of a pole, a giant ass pole from the Hulk. And he just, yeah, I'm gonna just stop this myself, no problem.
No, that is entirely true, right? So I think there's a few
Okay, go
things
ahead.
here. There's one of the things that you notice a lot when he's fighting, when the Hulk hits him, is that the vibranium effect is on. So when Hulk hits him, he absorbs the damage.
Vibranium. No,
Yeah, he
sorry.
absorbs the damage, right? And it happens a lot. Whenever the Hulk does something, Sam actually uses the vibranium technique a lot. So there's a scene where I believe Hulk did something, and then he grounded his wings, and his whole body was encased in the whole vibranium. So I think they've actually implemented that a lot into his abilities to make the fight seem more realistic. Now, are there maybe potential scenes where they might have slipped up, where the vibranium wasn't really that effective, etc., etc.? Yeah, it is, but I think we must suspend a bit of belief, right? It's not outright outrageous to see it. And at the end of the battle, well, no real spoilers, but even Sam says himself, like, "Yo, you can kill me right now. I'm not even gonna try to beat you anymore. However, I'm going to appeal to your humanity, and hopefully that works." And it does work.
I'm not. I'm not buying it, man. I'm sorry. I'm
Well, you
not buying
see, I
it.
mean, you're not buying it, but you did notice those scenes, though, right? Whenever like he was fighting the Hulk, the vibranium was in full effect.
No, I understand that. I understand that. But vibranium works like any type of shield. And don't even get me started on Cap's shield as well. Cap's shield that he kicks around, right? Throws it around and catches it as if he's Steve Rogers. Dude, it takes a super soldier to be able to chuck that thing around and then catch it after it's gone. Like, okay, first off, he can't chuck it. He chucks it as fast as Steve Rogers. For me, that's wild. That's wild, because
Uh,
it's like essentially Steve Rogers is juiced up. All right, this is like someone that takes steroids, plays baseball, right, and then you take his friend who's been around him. Now his friend can chuck the baseball as fast as the dude that was juiced up.
no, but this is like
But,
Superman, though.
but,
It's just come through.
Sam is black, bro.
Oh, get the fuck! You know
Okay,
what?
I didn't even think.
Look,
I
look,
thought
What
okay,
look,
the
this is
but
gonna
bro,
fuck?
pop up.
What?
listen, listen. Look at the
Oh my
starting. Look at
lord!
what is the starting lineup of any team that's won
Oh
the
god!
NFL, the NBA,
Okay.
or
All right. Let me read some comments. Ushers, that was terribly racist, my brother. That was bad. That was really bad, even from you.
but why would they
Uh,
do that? Like that's such a silly thing, man. Like
it was
everybody
silly.
needs everybody needs super secret, whatever super soldier serum except for Sam. That's so
Yeah.
silly. Like
And
I
then Ty again. I'm sorry for everyone here that hasn't seen the movie. It's gonna be some talk, I guess. Ty, that soldier at the in the first scene, the first battle scene, there was that guy that was clearly enhanced. The guy is clearly enhanced. Ty.
I mean, we
He
don't know
is
that. Is that
he
confirmed?
is mopping the floor with Captain America,
No, I don't.
right?
but
I don't believe that guy's
it's
And
enhanced.
then
interesting.
hold on, let me finish. And then, right, he makes fun of Captain America once, and then Cap's like, "All right, you're down," and then he's gone. It's like, what?
So
So if he hadn't made fun of him, if he just kept on wailing on him, that was it. That was the end of Captain America.
Well, no.
um
Okay. I mean, I'll let Ushers go, and then I'll dismantle your point.
So
All
I don't
right.
know what you guys are talking about because I've not seen the movie, and I'll probably wait till streaming to see it. Because one thing I
It's
hate
not
about
worth your money. It's not worth your money, Osha.
yeah,
Sorry.
like I didn't think so, but like one thing I'm so annoyed with Disney is Disney's got this thing of producing TV movies and putting them on cinema screens
Hmm.
these days, and I just feel that I'm gonna watch a Netflix level or a Disney Plus level movie in cinema. And I already hate the only reason I have not gone to see that movie is because I hate going to cinema generally. It's
I
such an
love going to
annoying.
cinema.
I don't because cinemas are mostly filled with noisy kids that want to fucking throw popcorn while you're trying to watch a movie type of shit. So
Ah,
unless you go to like one of those exclusives ones where you get drinks served to you and whatever. But this is not a movie I would want to go see there. It just doesn't
or if you
look
go
that
during the
cinematic.
week, or if you go during the week, at times that they
I
usually
don't
are
like
full.
I don't like Marvel that much that I would go and see this during that time. But what I wanted
Mm.
to say is that interesting fact that people forget that even ScarJo's Black Widow had what was it? Secret Soldier. What is it? Super Soldier
Super
serum.
serum, yeah.
Yeah, like if you watch the Black Widow, she says that she was, or her parents, or something like that. But she mentions it. Oh, by the way, the reason I do all the shit that I do and I'm so good at what I do is because I was either given a form as a baby or something early on of the the secret soldier. Fuck, what's the
Hmm.
excuse?
The serum.
The serum. She got the serum. So even what call it? Black Widows have the serum. I don't know about the sister, but she got it. I know for a fact they mentioned it in that movie that she got that super soldier serum. So I don't understand why they're making this whole thing such a big thing about like, well, Sam can't take the damn thing and cut the wings off because
No, but I think, but I have to really push back there because I think what they're really trying to say here is that yeah, Captain America is something special. No one can come close to that, but he is not your normal human being. He is someone who has been enhanced in many different ways, and I think what Sam is supposed to
how?
represent is because he took the serum.
Oh, you mean Steve Rogers? I
Yeah,
thought you were talking
Steve
about
Rogers,
Sam.
yeah.
Oh,
Whereas
okay.
Sam is very different. He is supposed to be, and they really touch on this in the movie. And look, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, where he's like, I feel like I'm a failure because I don't have this serum. And if I had that, maybe I'm able to save people and help people. And then the response is that's pushed back to him is like, no, just do your best. And you are, Sam, literally the average American. Steve Rogers is not. He is someone special. He is Superman. He is Spider Man. He has abilities that he can rely on. Whereas Sam is not. Is not even Batman. Sam is just a normal guy who can put on a shield, who has training, and that's it. And that's what he does. He can fly. That's literally it. Anyone could be Sam. I could be Sam. You could be Sam. The white guy next door could be Sam. The Asian guy could be Sam. As long as you have that the desire to try, you are Sam Wilson. And I think that's a really good message that it tries to push. But look, to your point,
Can I ask you a question?
by the way,
I hope whoever was telling Sam this is not someone with any form of powers.
It's Bucky. It's
Like
Bucky,
it's like exactly, like, and
bro.
I thought
It's
exactly that
ridiculous, bro.
whoever is saying this shit to him is
Oh.
probably someone that no, no,
And
no,
and
that's nonsense.
another thing, Oshas. You know what's ridiculous? You know what that's about? That's essentially, oh, you don't need a car, right? Because even if you go by car, you won't be able to take all the grain in your farm. Just take it with your bike. It's like, bro, if he
With
had
your
the super
hands,
soldier serum, he'd still save more people than he
exactly.
can save without it. Just because you can't do everything doesn't mean that you reject the opportunity to increase your efficiency. What are we doing? What
But
are we
like,
no, no,
doing?
because
do you
I
know?
think that spits into the idea of it, right? That like when you have kids looking up to like when I was a kid, right? I didn't look up to Superman. He was too perfect. He had all these special abilities. I was like, oh, this guy is so cool. He can do everything. This is what I want. Yeah. However, I gravitated towards the guys who were getting their ass kicked. I gravitated towards people like maybe a Batman, maybe even the Teen Titans. Like if I'm watching you as a superhero and I'm
Mm.
seeing you struggle and I'm seeing you get humanized, are more likely to support you. And I think that's what we see with Sam. Like I literally I can't think of any other, way to describe it. When I'm seeing this guy fight and I think about it, the story is so ground level. They didn't say, Sam, hey, listen, you gotta go fight some aliens, you gotta go do this and that. No, he's dealing with like very local things, right? He's dealing with very, very small
No,
engagements.
it's in the
Like a
word.
president that
It's
turns
in the
into the
name.
Hulk.
It's in the name, superhero. All
But
right.
like, I just
Spider-Man does not deal with cosmic level threats usually, but he's still super.
but like
If
Ty
I want
doesn't
to
he
watch a regular hero, I'll go watch Sherlock Holmes.
No, but you don't need powers to be a hero, right?
doesn't he need powers to fight the Hulk?
What about to be a superhero? What does the word super even mean at this point? What are we doing? like, d-
Like, and you
oh my
know why
god!
I guessed? Because I didn't know that, like, when you guys were mentioning the fact that somebody gives him a pep talk about his powers, blah blah blah, that it was Bucky. But do you know why I thought it was like someone that has powers? Because I thought of Bucky, and I thought, do you know why? Because that exact thing happened in the freaking show. We already saw that in the show. They had that conversation.
Oh, you
Why?
watched the show?
Yeah,
I will.
but remember, people don't watch the TV shows, right? So
Yeah,
So
I
you
you
didn't
know,
watch a lot
repeat
of
the
them.
same exact angle that's in the show that people
Listen,
paid for on Disney Plus.
the sh-
No,
the show
bro.
was such a huge success. They had to do it again. Vincent Vega says, best superpower on earth is money. Ask Elon. You know it's bad when
Yeah.
IGN. You know it's bad when IGN gives that a five. Listen, to be fair, and I'm a big IGN guy. You guys know this. To be fair, IGN has missed a couple of times, right? There's been some times when IGN was like, that was mid, but it was like super awesome. For example, the Batman movie. If I'm not mistaken, IGN did not enjoy. They did not give the Batman movie a high rating, or even Penguin, for that matter. But both were, in my opinion, awesome. Like features.
mhm.
Welcome in, Raichi says, "Law anime now is all about how overpowered the MC is, and how brain dead the antagonists are." I don't know, man. I don't know. Right now, I'm watching an anime on Netflix called Orb something. I'm forgetting Orb something, and actually, it's the opposite. The antagonist is very overpowered, and the protagonist actually keeps getting killed. But it's a weird anime. It's a weird anime. What do you guys think about Reichi's point here that anime is boring, and the MC is overpowered. The antagonist is dumb.
It depends on which anime you're watching.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I would say. You're probably watching the wrong animes, bruv. Go ahead, Oshus.
Anime is for
Oh, shut up.
like
Shut up.
I quit watching anime when I was like 19, 21. After I saw one where a guy comes out like there's a kid that has a portal in his forehead and there's like spaceships and shit that come out of his like I don't know, like for me I think as far
Have
as
you watched
anime,
Attack on Titan?
no, like no, but I was way out of it by then, like
All right,
I
go and watch Attack on Titan.
no, it's
Watch
not gonna
it,
change my mind. I've watched really
and I'm telling,
cerebral
and
good animes.
and I am telling you to go and watch Attack on
No,
Titan.
nothing can like the way that Japanese creatives write will never get me to like Japanese writing as an adult. I liked it as a kid, but as an adult, it's silly to me. Like a lot of their ideas, it's like I'll give you an example. You know what's the closest thing I watched to anime that I recently finished? It was Alice. What is it called? Is it Alice in Wonderland? Is
Alice
that
in
the
Borderland.
in Borderland? I watched that, and it's interesting up until they have to land or stick the landing. And the problem with the way that Japanese creatives write things, it's like I'll give you an example of what happens at the end. And have you guys seen Alice in Borderland
I haven't, but
and
I don't
finished?
care. Oh yeah,
So
Richie, Code Geass is awesome.
Code Geass is
so
good.
so the show is written in a very Japanese way. It plays out like an anime just with real people. And it's literally like Squid Games, but people are dying like through machine gun. The games are really dangerous. People get shot like with machine gun fire. Like you have to be dodging bullets, running to a city, and there's assassins and all sorts of things going on, all sorts of crazy things. And they managed to explain that at the end as to how all that went down. But the way they go about it is in the worst. Like when you if you watch Hollywood stuff, right, or Western stuff, you can immediately tell that like this scene is going on for way too long. People don't have an attention span to watch your main characters, all of them, all almost die and not die, and still live to see the ending. But all of them were dying like 2 episodes ago. But they all just, oh, I'm about to die. I'm gonna give a long monologue or about like why I'm doing this and whatever. So there's these small, it's not even small things actually, but there's these things, the way that like the Japanese structure stories, that it makes it very difficult for my head to make that stuff believable, because immediately I'm thinking, dude, why are you taking an entire episode to die? You're still talking. We were sure you were going to die the previous. You are still talking about what you think your purpose is as a character. And they do things like that over and over. And if
I
you grew up
feel
watching
I feel really
Dragon Ball
sorry
Z,
for
you
you,
know.
Oshus. I
Yeah.
feel very sorry for you because what you essentially did is you mom and dadded it. There's people that literally saw the Marvel thing popping off, and they
Hmm.
gave up watching movies because they were like, ah, it's all superheroes and tights.
No, but I grew
That
up
is
with it.
how
That's the
brain
difference,
dead.
though.
That is how brain dead your entire argument is. Because
No,
even if
but
you look
like
at the
if
chat,
you grew up
even
with
if
it,
you
that's
look,
different.
even if you look at the chat, bruv. Code Geass, Richie saying, Fuzzy says to watch the cyberpunk anime. Vince
I
is
watched that. I
throwing
liked
is
it,
throwing
but
tomatoes at you, dude. Just say you're bad at picking anime, and you'd like people to show you the good anime.
okay. So is
Richie
okay. Okay.
Richie will
Let me.
hook you up for the
Okay.
next 10 years with good anime.
Okay. So is I'll just list off some of the animes I watch. Is Death Note bad?
Amazing.
It's amazing.
That is my favorite. Have you ever watched? Is any of you ever watched a show called a mini series called Furikuri? Is that bad? Go look that
I'm,
up.
I don't know what furikuri is.
Have you watched Spriggan Ultra?
Yes,
Like I could go back. What is this? I could go back till the 80s
yo,
in terms of like the. I've watched all the best animes, which all happened in the late 90s. Well, actually, from
no,
all the way
they
from the
didn't. They
what
didn't all happen back in the day, bruv. They're still
there
happening.
is. I
You
don't
just need to
care for
stop.
anything that
You
came
need to
after
stop
2000 and.
watching the rubbish that you've
Okay,
been
what have I watched
you've
that's
been
garbage then?
stumbling into.
Like, what have I watched that's garbage? I think,
Dude, if you're willing to sit there and say that all modern anime does not measure up to the classics, you ain't watching anime.
but like,
You are
dude, like,
just capping.
what's modern anime? Give me an
Read the
example.
comment section, bruv. The Bleach, the last few Bleach seasons for the Thousand Year War. Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm getting a hard on just thinking about
Like,
the
what
last few
is like not interesting? Like,
Bleach animes. And
I don't know
you
what,
know
like,
what's
I know what
awesome?
Bleach is. I play the games, but I've never watched the anime.
My guy, again, you're just exposing yourself right now.
But
You
dude,
just
like, my
put
man,
something
like,
on.
bro,
This is indecent internet exposure right now.
recommend one thing, and I'll tell you this,
Get
that like,
dressed.
so okay, so look, this is what
Okay,
you're
go
saying.
and watch
You're saying if
Oshas.
I watched
Oshas.
anime,
No,
okay,
no, 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 no. You said something. Go recommend something, right? Because this is not an anime podcast. Go and watch the entirety of Thousand Year War.
how
It's
many
about
seasons
three
is it?
seasons, if I'm not
How
mistaken,
many episodes
and it's
per
it's
season?
much better than the old ones because there's no filler. There's
How
no
much?
filler.
How
It's
long
between
is
15 and 20 episodes per season.
so?
And
So
it's
okay, so
just each
okay,
episode, no, dude, I'm a Bleach stan, bruv. Like
okay.
from the
Bleach
very
sucks.
beginning.
What a
From the
terrible anime.
very beginning. I watched all of that filler in the desert scene, in the ocean city. It was terrible back in the day. But now
So
with the
okay, so
Thousand
you're
Year War,
saying
come on, bro.
okay, so yeah, so you saying to me that Cowboy Bebop, Neon Genesis Evangelion, um, Full Metal Alchemist, all that stuff, like of course Akira is one that everybody cites. Death Note, all these anime, all these thousands of animes that were not Dragon Ball Z. We all got introduced to anime if you came from like a
Make your
country like South
point.
Africa. My point is, you're saying all that is, if I watched all that, none of that is good enough for me to be able, or like I need to
Oh
Let me
watch new
my
interject
anime.
real.
god.
Let me interject real quick. Every
Oh
single
my
anime
god.
you said there, if you have come to the conclusion that anime isn't for you, all those animes are wide enough and different enough that I would say, yeah, the anime is not for you. Then
And it's not a matter of like
Full Metal
now.
Alchemist is a dope anime. Death Note is a very different anime that's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
And even the
Neon
cyberpunk
Genesis.
Neon Genesis as well. Like if everything you've just listed there, if you're saying like, nah, I'm still not into anime like that, then yeah, I think that's enough. That's enough
All
varied
I'm saying,
anime
even
to say
Ghost in the
okay.
Shell, like all those are animes I grew up on, and I just found that like I've seen enough of this type of thing that
This
I
is
just
like
understand it's not
this
my
is like
thing
the guys
anymore.
this is like the guys that will sit there and tell you, "Oh, the video games are shit now. It's all open world microtransaction
No, but
everything."
look,
This
if
is
somebody
what it
comes and
sounds like.
says, I ain't really that into games, and you're like, nah, that's bullshit. And you say, okay, well, I've played Bioshock, I've played Baldur's Gate 3. I've played
No, you didn't say Baldur's
Cyberpunk.
Gate 3. No, no, dude. Baldur's Gate 3 came out just now.
No,
I
no, no,
say
no,
I
no,
played
no, no,
the
no. I'm
I
talking
played
original
about
Baldur's
Baldur's
Gate,
Gate.
the
No, no,
first
Baldur's Gate
Baldur's
1
Gate.
and 2.
no, no, no,
Yeah.
no. I'm talking about like Oshos is talking about really good animes here. Full Metal
But they're all
Alchemist, Death Note.
ancient. None of
They're
them
not
came
ancient.
out
Some of
in
these
the
things were
last
released in
10
the late
years.
But
90s.
it doesn't
None of them
matter.
came out in the last 10 years.
But it doesn't matter if they're ancients because if you play Metro Prime, that's still one of the best games ever made, right? If you played Ocarina of
Chai,
Time,
Is Metal
Chai,
Gear Solid the original S because it was released in
Chai,
1999?
yeah, what's up?
Chai. Oshus is moving the goalpost.
No, I
At
don't think
no
it is.
point, at no point did I say that all those classic animes were crap. I am just contesting the assertion that modern anime is crap. That's all I'm contesting.
No, no, no. I don't think that's what he's saying. And Osha, you could correct me. I think what he's saying is that I've seen enough anime to come to the conclusion that I'm just not that interested in it anymore.
Even Berserk. Yeah, like I've watched all that stuff. I just got to a point where I was like, you know what? These stories suspend my suspension of disbelief. I don't watch this anymore and say, huh. Like a lot of like a lot of it is so outrageous that to me it just does not draw me into this. And it's the way that the Japanese tell stories. Like I like it, like if I have to play a game that they wrote, but a lot of it is just so abstract for me at this point that like I would rather watch a very well produced something from Europe. I think Europeans make more sophisticated entertainment right now than
Oh
we
my
do.
god. All right.
Castlevania.
Duke
Castlevania is
Togo.
brilliant. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the cyberpunk anime, and the reason why is because I like cyberpunk, and that's what got me into that. But
Mhm.
when they started to introduce lollies, like that little girl who became popular,
Yeah.
and like it just there's a point where I was like, yeah,
Oshus,
well, you know what?
Oshus,
Uh,
filibustering does not make you right. Just because you say a whole bunch of things, one thing after the other, doesn't mean you're right, dude. That
okay, then.
point, that point's just listen.
No, I
If
can't
you're
believe
not
you
if
like
you're not
Bleach.
into anime anymore, if your point is that you personally are not into
That's
anime
what I
anymore,
said.
that's fine. But to say that anime is it's worse now
No,
than what
I
it
never
was,
said it was worse.
all
I
right,
said I don't
fine,
enjoy anime. And then you
that's
said
fine.
you are the one that said, "Well, watch some modern anime." I'm like, it's not gonna change how I feel about anime. I've watched the best anime, and I'm telling you, I watch that, and I just there's a point where my head like I have that adult laugh where you're like, "Yeah, like come on, guys."
Let's
All
go.
right,
But look, quick question. You actually
what?
like Bleach, right?
I love Bleach.
Man, I that's like one of the worst animes I've ever watched.
I love it. I
Okay.
love it. I can't stop. I like in my mind. I'm just in my mind. I can just hear Bang Kai, and then fucking Kuchiki, and then Renji, and now with the Thousand Year War, watching the way Ichigo has been nerfed, it's glorious to see. It's fucking glorious. That's why I found a couple of the comments in the comment section funny because people were talking about now the main protagonist is always OP and the antagonist is just a dumb dude, but nothing. That's not what's happening in Bleach, for example. And then there's so many others that are currently popping off right now. I don't know, man. Like, you know what? If you think that you woke up one day and you're just like, you know what, I don't like this anymore, I guess that's fair, right? There's even people that have done that with gaming, where you just wake up one day, you look at the controller, you look at the screen, and you're just like, I'm done putting hours of my life into this. I guess that's fine. That's fine. But I'm just trying to say that what's being produced right now in anime, it's not bad. Duke Togo 13 says, I heard the Bleach Thousand Year War is light years better than the original. Light years, it's way better. The animation, the storytelling, the lack of filler as well. It's awesome. If you haven't seen it, make some time, brother. Make some time. It's freaking awesome. The Elemental Hero agrees with you, Oshus, says that 90s anime is the core of all anime. Uh,
my
what's this?
opinion.
Fuzzy didn't know that it was still around. Yeah, still around. Kicking very hard, kicking all the ass. Reichi, it's a public service. Go ahead, Oshus.
No, I was gonna say like my thing is this. It's like it's even certain genres in gaming. Like I think I watched so much good anime growing up, even though I grew out of it. Like I don't think you can still introduce something new to me in anime. Same like with certain genres. Like for instance, I don't give a crap about GTA. Everybody's going, oh GTA. I don't give a crap about GTA 6, bro. Like all I know is it's just gonna be GTA with shinier graphics, and the only thing that they will add to make GTA better for me is I want to see someone add full AI integration into games where the circles or the cycles for your NPCs are truly dynamic. That to me will change how I feel about GTA. But I don't care about another GTA game set in another American city where you're gonna. There's nothing you can convince me. I will never pre-order that game. I will never pay $100 if Rockstar asks, because I don't think it's the B end all of whatever, but everybody else does. And I get why, and I'm not saying it's worse quality. I know it's still gonna be the most polished game released for maybe the next 10 years, but I just don't care about it personally. That's exactly my same thing with anime. I'm not diminishing the quality of it. I'm just saying it's just not for me. I've grown out of it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Reichi says Ichigo gets beaten, hides like a bitch to train and come back, rinse and repeat. Reichi, please, please, for the love of this troll, go and watch Thousand Year War. Because all I would say is that that's not what happens. That's all I would say. That is, this objectively is not what happens in the Thousand Year War, at least until the last season. What's this? Ichigo is has like 5 or 7 races DNA inside him. He is descendant of a god. He is the son of a noble, and is nemesis of a middle-aged woman store. Dude, go watch the Thousand Year War, please, and then come back to me. All right. So, Ushers, you're not going to watch Captain America. You're good on that.
I'll watch it when it gets to streaming, bro. Like I don't like. Look, I want to support Anthony Mackie, but you heard most what I said about Captain America. That if they wanted to hand over the Captain America mantle to someone that was gonna sell tickets, they should have just cast Will Smith as a supporting act, and Captain
But
America
it's
would
doing
be.
numbers though.
No, it's not. Like it under like in America, like they predicted that worldwide it would do over 200 million. Sorry, the
Yeah.
total would be over 200 million,
Yeah.
with the worldwide carrying most of that. What happened is the opposite. The local domestic ended up carrying more, but it still made less total worldwide. And they
For this
projected,
weekend.
yeah, for this weekend they projected 200 million. It did 192. It did brilliantly in America. It exceeded the 90 million projection that they had initially. But the issue is, if you look at like the cinema score, which typically predicts how movies are gonna perform long term, it got a B minus, which is the lowest cinema score for a Marvel movie. And that means that movies that normally get B minuses that are not horror movies normally don't have legs. So they predict that next week it will fall by over 75%, which is pretty bad in terms of ticket sales. So it's unfortunate, but yeah. But I'm not. I won't see it simply because I just don't think a Marvel product is enough for me to leave my home to go to a place with strangers and watch a film.
With strangers. You describe the cinema like it's like a terrible place to be.
My local cinemas, unless you go to like a prestige cinema, are pretty terrible because teenagers are there. Like high school kids are the most annoying people that can go to a cinema, and they go there during the time that I can go, which is weekends, and they just ruin the experience. Like
I
it's horrible.
agree. I
It's
agree. When
teenagers, people with babies. Why the freaking hell are you bringing a baby to a fucking
why?
like?
Why are you doing that?
Like, there's so many people that are inconsiderate when it comes to. It's not like your living room. Like, I can literally. I've got a great screen. I've got all the screens. If I wanted to, like for instance, watch it on my iPad, I wanted to watch it on my monitors that I can watch it on. Like, I've got so many options to view this thing in a much better environment than a cinema.
We're becoming those old guys. Ty, how do you feel about the cinema experience?
Man, I think it's good, man. I don't know what's going on in South Africa. Like it's okay over here. Like
I live in
everyone is
Mozambique, and we have worse cinemas. Go ahead, Ted.
man, it's good over here. I mean, there are times when I have had to deal with like the teenagers and stuff, but ultimately it's generally good. In fact, it was quite quiet where I went to go see it, which I was thinking, oh, this is bad, like this is empty. But then I saw the numbers, and the numbers were pretty good. So I look forward to seeing what it does in the next week. Hopefully, it does well. I think everybody should want a W here, but some people don't like Marvel and they want they want them to fail. But listen, I always give an honest take. It's not a great movie. I wouldn't really recommend it. But don't listen to any of this takes about like, oh, he's they overshot. They didn't, and the whole shield thing as well. Like, yeah, everything there seems okay. I think you have to suspend your belief a little bit, and if you do that, then I think you'll enjoy the movie and stop being such an so anal about all these details.
No, no, no. I refuse.
Well, then you see, even like if you go in about these details, then you can even like go back and forth. Like for example, you said the shield thing. You know that when he throws his shield, Steve Rogers when he throws it, like Sam Schmidt to throw it. I would argue that Steve is like Superman in the sense that when Superman punches a villain, he doesn't aim to kill them. He aims to just like slightly hurt them. So when Steve throws that shield, and this is a guy who can probably punch a hole through a wall. When he throws that shield, and that shield can go through walls, he's not trying to take off someone's head. He's just trying to like knock them out. So he's not throwing it full force. So you could argue Sam is throwing the full force to knock him out, whereas Steve is like, yeah, I'm not trying to kill you, so I'm just gonna like flick it a little bit.
You know what? That's not the worst theory I've ever heard. That's actually not bad. That's
Yeah,
not bad.
I've had a lot of back and forth. Like I have a friend who's very anal about these things, and I always point out to him that like you get very anal when it comes to like black people and women and brown people, but when it comes to these other superheroes who are like, oh, you just don't give a shit, like you don't care about the details. But yeah, so I'm kind of used to these like little analysis of like
No,
little
like for
small
me, it's not even
things.
like a racial thing. Like for example, with the shield thing, if Bucky was Captain America, for example, I would have no problem with him pulling off everything Steve was pulling off. Because if you watch the previous movies and if you know what the character's capabilities are, he has the super serum, plus he has that crazy metal arm, right? So this guy can probably even do more than what Steve could do. So if you're talking about suspending disbelief or whatever, it's actually more believable if Bucky was pulling that stuff out. But when Sam Wilson's doing it, it's kind of like I don't know, man. Like no, I don't see it. That's all I'm saying.
Because he's black, isn't it?
Yeah, I was
Oh
going to say
God.
that as well. Yeah.
Oh God. Dude, if it was a
I
random
just what's the
oh
worst thing I've
shit.
ever heard? Like a friend of mine who's she's not white, she's Indian, um, from India. I was telling her like after like because she hadn't seen Endgame yet, and I was saying to her, "Oh, by the way, just a slight spoiler. Sam is gonna become the next Captain America." And she looked at me funny, like Captain America, but Captain America is handsome. I was like, and,
Oh no.
and then she thought about what she said, and she looked at me and she was like, "No, that's not what I meant. I meant that like he's
No,
handsome in a very particular way." I
it's
was like,
called a
ah,
Freudian Freudian slip. You say what you really think the first time, and then you start trying to correct it for political
but
correctness.
But to her point, she said, "No, I'm not saying that he's not handsome because of his color." She says, she said to me,
He's just
"Will
not
Smith."
handsome.
No, no, she said Will Smith is handsome, like he's attractive. She said Idris Elba's attractive and he's handsome. Like if it was one of those guys, I would get it. So it's got to do with Anthony Mackie's, and I get it. Like he just comes off as Papa Doc, you know.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
I think that's a testament to Marvel, really, to be honest, because like Usher, as you said, Will Smith would have been a good choice, and they could have, but they went for somebody younger, and they went for somebody who's already in the superhero lore, and I think that's great. And once again, I don't want to get too deep into like symbolism. But the fact that like Maki is a, we can say, an average looking guy, just kind of shows again that, this is an average, this is a movie for the average person. You can be this person. You can be a superhero without taking the serum, and you can save the day.
But you can't though.
But you can. You can. Hawkeye has done it. What are you talking about? Hawkeye has done it. Elektra has done it. There's so many superheroes without powers that have done these things. But for some reason, when it's a black superhero, oh well, it's only you can't.
Listen.
No,
Electra
Blade
was
did it
fighting.
first,
Oh,
and
hold on,
sorry,
Blade
sorry.
is
hold
a
on.
vampire.
But
Electra
he's
was
black
fighting,
before
fellas,
he's a
fellas.
vampire.
No, fellas. One point at a time.
Hmm.
Blade, sorry, Electra was fighting random ass assassins next to Daredevil. Uh, Hawkeye was not taking punches from the Hulk. So let's chill on this one.
Isn't Elektra immortal? Didn't she die and come back from lie, like from the dead or some shit like that?
Does she have powers? Does Electra? Okay, let's
I
see. Let's
think
see. Let's see. Let's
Nah, she
see.
most.
doesn't have powers.
Does
I'm
Electra
almost sure there's some sort of
have
a mystic
powers?
ninja powers.
Nah, she's just an assassin, bro.
Oh shit. Electra, expert martial artist, telepathic talents.
Ah, I knew it. I know for a fact that she has some
Uh,
power.
she also has the ability to mesmerize enemies and communicate without words or gestures with those who possess similar mental discipline. Okay, so she has mental stuff
I
like
mean, Sam
Psylocke,
has some mental stuff in the
weird
comics
things.
as well, though.
Sam
Like what?
is
Like
telepathic.
like
He's
like
telepathic. So where
psychology.
you can
So
read someone's movements before they make them. Sam can
in the
do that.
comics he has powers. He can talk to birds. Like he doesn't have drones. Like they gave him drones in the movies. He has actual birds that he can telepathically, which is the dumbest. That is a dumber power than having the power to talk to fish. Like, like
Shut
why
up.
would you want to talk to
What's
birds,
your
bro? Like that's
problem
so
with
useless.
birds? What's your
But
problem with
but I
There's
want
there's nothing wrong with that power. That's a pretty dope power. What
I
are you
like
don't think
talking
there's
about?
anything wrong with
that.
talking to
That's a
birds.
great power if you're in Game of Thrones and you need to send crows for
Oh
messages.
my god. All right.
Not in 2025 when we have got Wi-Fi. What is a
Oh
bird
my
gonna?
lord.
We're like, okay, please humor me.
All
What are
right.
you gonna do with your bird powers, Luke?
I can tell you.
Please,
Ty, please
Ty,
save me because I have
humor,
nothing.
Yeah.
humor me. What are you gonna do
If
with
you
your
can
bird
talk to any bird, then Sam will be effective for stealth missions, especially because there is no radio, there's no EMP that can take down these any robots, right? So Sam could easily say, okay, there's a building right here, get the birds to do their reconnaissance, and then the birds come back, tell Sam, and then Sam tells the Avengers team, and then there you go.
Nice.
So done,
Just not
super.
you just can't go one on one with the Hulk though. That's the thing.
You can, but
I
but
was
but
about.
but but let's not forget what was it, I've seen this happen. Batman has done this a few times before, right?
Reggie,
Where
what the fuck, Reggie?
he sent all his bats to, like, attack people. There you go.
Who?
There's another ability.
Who did
Batman.
what?
I mean, if you watch the TV shows, you've seen times where, like, bats have, like, just kind of like all like flocked at one, like, villain. I mean, not a main villain, but like a bad guy, and then
To
he gets confused.
distract them, right?
To
Yeah, but
distract, yeah.
those are like probably like trained or under some sort of a poison that Batman gave them. It's
Hey
not a
man, maybe the
power that
birds
he
can do
has.
the same thing.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. Sam could do the same thing with the birds.
Let's go. Let's go. Ham,
Like
welcome in.
pigeons, like
How you
like
doing?
killer
And have you
pigeons.
seen Captain America, Ham Solo?
No, I don't care about it.
Damn. Okay. The one American doesn't care. Me, Oshus, and Ty have been fighting over this for almost an hour. The one American does not care. Okay. Okay. I think this discussion on Raichi's point here. It says he'll send 1,000 birds to shit on your car. I
Exactly,
think
that's the best thing.
There you
I
go.
think
That's the only thing I think you can do with that power. Like it's
okay. All right. Well, personally I think the movie was okay, but
yeah.
I still think it shouldn't have been a movie. I feel like, sorry, it shouldn't have been a cinema release. I think they should have just been like, all right, guys, just let's make a TV feature or something, and then just leave it there. Put it on Disney Plus. A whole bunch of people will watch it, enjoy it, and keep it pushing. I honestly did regret my time watching it.
Wow.
If I could pay, if like, I'm not saying it's a bad experience. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if there was a way to get my money and time back, I do it and then wait for the movie to come out. Like Osha says, wait for the movie to come out on streaming services, and then just be satisfied with that. That's what I that's what I would have done. Anyways, um, let's get to the video game. Let's get to the video game. So the big game that came out last week. Oh shit! Sorry. Before we get to the video game, Osha's Taya, you guys were not on last week when the PlayStation State of Play came out. What did you guys think? Taya, go first.
Didn't watch it, so I have nothing to really say. But I'm sure it was okay. From I saw the list of games, and yeah, it seemed like an okay show. So nothing special, nothing bad. It's all good.
All right. Osha's thoughts on the State of Play.
That show was ass.
Listen, I'm a guy that's partial to ass, so I need you to add some more context.
Rakishi ass. That's what it was.
Okay, there we
so,
go.
so my thing is this, right? Like, again, there was nothing terrible about that show. But if you had to compare it, like for instance, to Xbox's show, where they showed better place. This is the ironic thing. They showed better PlayStation games at the Xbox show than they did at the PlayStation show, in my opinion. And again, people are asking for what is this game that everybody likes? The Souls game, Bloodborne. Everybody's asking for Bloodborne. It's not like Sony doesn't know that everybody wants Bloodborne, but they'll never give you Bloodborne. They'll give you State of, what is that game? I have it actually. The one with the biker, the
Days
remaster
gone.
of Days Gone. They'll give you that instead, that nobody asked for, because the PC port was so good and the updated version on the PS5 was so good. Why are we getting a remaster of an almost flawless game that was released a couple of years ago? So like, and again, a lot of the stuff was cross-platform anyway. Um, so it proves to me the one point I've been making this whole time, that if you think Sony has no reason to do anything for you right now. Like, they know, like, they're going to sell consoles out there wazoo without doing nothing. All they need you to do is just be on their console, and then you'll buy games from there. You'll pay $70 for their games. Why? Why on earth is Sony gonna do anything when their number one competitor is gonna release more games this year on their platform than anyone else, and probably bring big IPs? We don't know yet, but I think it's almost confirmed. If we don't get Gears and Halo by the end of the year on PlayStation 5, I'll be surprised. And if they bring those two games, nothing else matters for PlayStation, because those games are going to sell like hotcakes, and they're going to carry that platform to sales that Sony has never seen before. While the Xbox can barely keep up, like, it can't even stay afloat. They sold, I believe, like 2 million last year. So, like, why does Sony have to do anything? The Sony that you're seeing now is the Sony that's not going to do anything for you. They're going to give you what is okay, like whatever they feel is suitable. They're never going to do anything that you want from them.
There's a lot of truth to what Oshus is saying. I think that there will be a shift where Sony can relax a little bit, or they have more leeway just because they're going to see a migration of Xbox players join PlayStation. So that additional console sales will lead to more third party revenue, because that is where the money is, right? It's all third party revenue. So that's going to happen. Where I disagree is that I don't believe Sony is going to let up. They have, a cushion, but they're not going to let up because they still have all these studios, and shareholders still want money. If Sony was a private company, I think what I was just saying can come to pass. But because they're a shareholder, they need to continuously grow. So they're going to be asking, saying, okay, all this third party stuff is good. This is good content. But when are you going to drop another Spider Man 3 that's going to bring us 20 million sales again? That's 100% profit. When you're going to do that for, Wolverine, etc., etc., etc. So I think there is this internal push for them to grow. Also, I think what you're gonna see is they're fully aware that Steam can potentially drop a console, so it's gonna get crowded. And if they, step off the gas a little bit, that's potentially problematic. I don't think these corporations think in in short term. They think long term. They think what's going to happen in the next 7 years and who our competitors going to be. That's why I think it was reported that when Stadia came into the play, they were actually worried because they weren't thinking, okay, in the first year, second year, they were thinking, yo, if cloud does take off,
Then
then
it's
you're in a
on.
great position. Yeah, like we're in trouble. So they're thinking way ahead. And I don't think it's safe for Sony to think way ahead. They're like, oh, well, Steam and this potential Xbox OEM system where you could actually have all these you could even have Tencent start making consoles. Like I don't think Sony is interested in that, and I don't think they want Steam in this location. So I don't think they're gonna take it easy. I think they're gonna still go full on first party titles, Horizon Dirty South, whatever you want to call it, etc., etc., etc.
Ah, man. Okay. I I saw the showcase, and I don't understand like the negativity towards it. I think it was a pretty good show. Like I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. There was lots of bangers that were there that I'm super interested in. Um, I'm guessing. I guess if you're a PlayStation guy and you wanted to see games that no one else could play, I guess it was garbage. Do you know what I mean? Like Big Mad Mo saying PlayStation is trash, just putting that out there. That showcase was garbage. Sure, right? We're all allowed to our opinions. My opinion specifically is when I look at showcases, I'm looking at games that I'm going to want to play, right? And I saw a ton of games that I want to play. And as a like PC player, right? I'm converting to PC very soon. Hopefully, my upgraded PC arrives soon. As a PC player, when I watch the PlayStation showcase, the Xbox showcase, I'm just sitting there like, okay, what's there for me? And I saw a whole bunch of games that I don't have to worry about. Ah, man, now I have to buy this on PlayStation, or not buy it on PlayStation and then hope that it comes out on PC within a year or two of its release. If I feel like it's not good enough for me to buy on PlayStation, but I do want to buy it eventually on Steam. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I did the count with Ham last week. I think it was like 10 games that I was like, oh yeah, yeah, this is a banger, this is a banger, this is a banger, this is day one, day one, day one. It was like 10 games. And for me, it's like, yeah, I'll just get those on PC if I can and have a good time. So for me, that that's a sign of a good showcase because I'm a gamer. I'm not a platformer. I'm not a consoler. I play video games. I don't play the platforms that they're on. All right. Like you see Avowed on the screen. If that was on PlayStation, I'd still just want to be playing it. I don't give it more or less value because it's on Xbox, you know? So that showcase for me is pretty awesome. It's pretty okay, not awesome, I'd be lying. The awesome was the Xbox showcase last year. It was pretty good. I think that showcase was pretty good. Uh, Elemental Hero says the problem is the showcase show that there was games already coming like Monster Hunter Wilds and some others. Days Gone was a surprise for the fans who want to get a sequel. Yeah, but Elemental Hero again, to my point, what about the other 10 very very good games that they showed that we hadn't even seen before? Like are we being selective? Like let's unpack this. Do games not count if they're not first party? Is that what is that your point, Elemental Hero? Fuzzy says it's not really about the exclusivity. I want to see what Sony's AAA studios are doing. I guess that's fair enough. That's fair enough. But still Fuzzy, the games that were shown, they look pretty awesome. Yes? Ham, is there something you want to add to the showcase that you haven't maybe thought about or shared
The showcase was ass.
through last week's? It was bad.
It was ass.
What?
Yeah.
But what about my point that we saw? Me and you watched it together on your stream last week.
When I turned on that showcase,
Yeah,
where do I primarily play, Loke?
Xbox.
Okay. I turned on that showcase to see why I bought my PlayStation.
Sora.
That's it.
With no gameplay.
Well, there's a Chinese project one too. What's that called? I always forget the name of that game.
Don't I? I think I have the list here. I think I did. I don't think I deleted that list. Hold on. Let me pull up the list real quick. Because I don't know, man. Like for me, I feel like
or something like that, or it starts with an L. I think
it wasn't a Loke game, was it?
no. I said it starts with one L.
Damn. Hold on.
L left
The-
or something let. Is it let loose or no?
No,
Oh, that's
no.
L let loose. Not that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
No, that's not the game though. I'm thinking of something else. God damn it! It's gonna irritate me.
Tide of
Lost
Annihilation.
Soul Side. Thank you, Big Mad Mo.
You
Lost
said
Soul
what?
Side. It was Lost Soul Side. That was the only game I could think of. That one and Soros.
Oh, okay.
Soros or whatever that game's called. Soros is
Yeah.
I know, like George Soros. It sounds like fucking. But anyways, but Soros, that looked okay.
There was no gameplay though.
There was no gameplay with it.
We saw
So
nothing.
it was to me. It was like it was the same thing as the Intergalactic Showcase
Or
where it was like,
Concord.
okay.
It could essentially be Concord.
Oh no, because I'm assuming this game to probably be single player or maybe two player, but co-op. I'm not expecting it to be a live service, purposeful game.
Okay, but let's get into the specifics, Sam. Right? Digimon story, Time Stranger. For me, at least, I'm interested. It's not a day
What's your
one, but
point?
I'm interested. Sorry?
Get to the point. Why are you asking me about Digimon?
No, I'm not. I'm not asking you. I'm mouthing off. Right. I'm mouthing off at least 10 games.
So
That I,
what?
but a showcase about gaming. You
I
should
have
be
my
happy.
Xbox. I want to know why I spent $500 on my PlayStation. I've been wondering that for a while now. Did I do it for Astrobot once a year? Now I got this game, Lost Soul Aside. That's cool. But that's a project game. That's not even something from you guys' like AAA third party or first party or anything. So, I mean, Loke, I get what you're saying. Like, oh, this is cool because there's a bunch of games, but that wasn't the standard before. When a platform used to have a showcase, the standard was, where are their games? We know you have third-party games. We know third parties coming. Everybody has third-party games. Everybody does. When Xbox had that shit going on in 2020, 2021, people said, shut the fuck up. Where's the first-party games? People were not buying this. Oh, there's third party there. That's a great showcase because there's third party there. Nobody was saying that.
Yep, fact. And like they had
So
the
why
best.
are we doing
showcase.
that right now?
Well, I was happy.
If you go back to
No,
2020,
or at least Osh's wasn't. I know Osh's wasn't.
like if you go back to 2020,
Osh's stood
Xbox.
on business right there. Osh's might be mad at Microsoft, but he ain't gonna change all of a sudden. And that's what frustrates me is everybody that calls Microsoft Showcase back in like 2020, 2021, maybe even 2022, right? Because a lot of the games people started to say, oh yeah, when are they coming? When are they coming? When are they coming? When are they coming? And stuff like that, right? Like I'm asking y'all, why are people raising up 9s and 10s now when back then it was horrible if Xbox didn't show enough first party?
Yeah.
Is it because PlayStation had a pedigree? They got the pedigree and they deserve to be asked for a little while. Fuck that, dude. No, I spent $500 this generation, so I want to know what y'all doing for this generation. Y'all giving me Days Gone, a game that I'm not interested in, a game that you guys already said is dead. You guys are the only reason you guys are doing that to get the to get the studio more money to make a different IP, to not even invest in the IP that you're looking at and we're playing, because you're asking us to replay this. You're looking to invest into something else that you're not even sure is going to work. So it's just, so to me, it's just, it didn't make any sense. Me giving this showcase a high praise is just ridiculous. I'm not gonna do that. I thought this show, like I said, if I walked in here blindly and I was like, dude, I don't care where anything goes. I got the money. I'm just looking to buy games. Fuck this. I don't care. Like it doesn't fucking matter, right? Then it was a good show. But I already know where I play my third party games. So I'm looking for. I'm watching this show. I'm looking for why did I get this PS5 for with this in particular in mind? And I can't find as many people as say, why do you get the Xbox? So I'm looking at you the same way. Like, what? At this point, like, why not just get a PC? If we're all gonna have that energy, why not us all just get a PC then?
Yeah.
If PC Game Pass worked in my region, I wouldn't buy the next Xbox.
PC Game Pass is ass though, dude. Like it just doesn't like. For instance, I'll give you an example.
Bro,
Ninja
do you get the
Gaiden.
games or not, bro?
It doesn't matter if the games don't work as well as the games on Steam. Ninja Gaiden took like 3 weeks for them to have DLSS available in a game. That's like for me when I still had, because I've got a 3060 Ti now, but I had a 3050 back then. That game looked horrible trying to run it on on FSR, which is which is AMD's thing. It just did not run well. It looks grainy. It looks horrible. I uninstalled it and just played it on my Xbox Series X instead. So like the app is still horrible. So your app cannot be the reason why you want to get rid of your hardware. Your apps are ass. Like they don't come close to what Steam is offering. Like you don't have anything on Android that's gonna match what you have on console. So the best place for Game Pass is on console, and you
Were
don't
we
care
talking
about
about Game Pass? Weren't we just talking about the showcase? How do we get back to Game Pass?
this. Is what's my god? Look, Asma.
Oshus, no. Oshus, you're the one who brought up Game Pass.
But my point being that like things are gonna get worse. Without competition, Sony's gonna get worse, dude. Like you're not gonna get better from Sony. Sony only performs when they are under pressure or when they have a reason to win, and they haven't had that. Like it's been easy. Like they don't even see Xbox, regardless of how big their wallet is, as competition. They haven't seen Xbox as competition for a minute, and that's gonna continue. And like Xbox is making it easy for them.
Could you make an argument that's from a gaming perspective, if Sony has to worry less about making games timed exclusive, so deals, with like House Marquee for Returnal, all these crazy marketing deals, because they don't see Xbox as a threat anymore, that frees up more money for them to actually just invest in the core thing we all want, which is video games.
Is the console market growing, Taye?
Nah, it's stable.
Then what the fuck are we talking about right now?
What do you mean?
There's less people in the console market, seemingly, right, than there was prior.
Yeah.
So why are we thinking all of a sudden PlayStation is just going to rise from the fucking ashes and have all these brand new players all of a sudden? Like people are literally coming out here saying like these consoles are having less popularity than ever right now.
If the console market is static, right, it's not growing. but that market is shared between PlayStation and Xbox primarily. Nintendo's there a little bit as well, but like it's primarily shared between PlayStation and Xbox, at least the high end. Yeah, if
So
people migrate from Xbox to PC/slash PlayStation, for example, I'll admit, I got Xbox this time around because Game Pass, exclusive games, that's not enough anymore because they don't have exclusive games. So it's the hybrid idea that's kind of going to attract me. However, if that wasn't really there, and maybe I might not even like that too much, I'll probably get a PlayStation 6. So Sony is now gaining more market share,
yeah,
right? And the more market share they gain, the more third party they gain because now I'm not buying Metaphor on Xbox. I'm buying it on PlayStation, right? Unless obviously Xbox does the whole, play anywhere system, which I think is very attractive. So they're doing things to mitigate that. But fundamentally, PlayStation should gain more market share. And I think my point is that if Sony has to worry less about actually competing with Xbox, and this is the point I'm trying to put to Ushers, that means they have more finances freed up. If they have more
yeah.
finances freed up, would they not use that finance to make more games
I feel
No,
or to
like
drive
you're
up
giving
revenue?
Sony a lot of leeway and
no,
a
bro.
lot of. I feel like you're giving a company that's seeing trouble right now and telling you, "Hey, we are having some issues right now." A lot of leeway.
Like they've got this stuff together. They
Like they
don't.
just can't miss. And now that Xbox is messing up, they're gonna take full advantage when they're literally telling you, like, yo, dude, we can't even sell our shit.
Exactly.
We can't even sell our products
Wait,
that
who
we're
are we
making
talking about? We're
for
not
the
PlayStation?
hardware.
Who are you
So
speaking
like
about?
I don't know where all this expected leeway is coming from. Something selling slightly less than what the PS4 was selling, while Xbox isn't selling really at all. That to me does not sound like something that is growing to become this behemoth further than what it already is. It sounds like it's growing for further stagnation, and while the PC area continues to eat up more and more of PlayStation, Xbox, and really the only fan left kind of is Nintendo.
No.
No,
So from
no,
a
I disagree
stagnation
with
point
you
of
there.
view, go ahead, Ushers.
No, I was gonna say that like you remember so the reason why PlayStation isn't doing as well as PS4 is because a lot of people are still playing PS4. So again, these companies create problems for themselves and then they bitch to their shareholders as to why they have problems. If you go back to any generation, there is no generation where you're sitting 5 years in and you're still making AAA games for a console from a previous generation. They both did that. Sony more than anyone else. That is why people, and that's why this year they've just announced now that they're going to officially discontinue support for the PS4. If they had discontinued support for the PS4 2 years ago, you would not be having this problem. You would have the PlayStation 5 sitting maybe at 90 or close to 100 with the way that Xbox is performing. But the problem is they chose to keep supporting. And it's got to do with the fact that they wanted the subscription numbers from PSN, from PS4. They
When you
didn't want
say
that attrition
supporting,
rate.
are you including third party as well?
Specifically third party, because Sony still like most of Sony's first party games that they did release, the few that they did release, were also available on PS4. Big games like Resident Evil 4 were released on PS4. So you still have a lot of sales going to the PS4. Even they said that a lot of their player base is still sitting on the PS4. So they didn't lose people. Like this is where I disagree with you, Luke. Sorry, Ham. They didn't lose people. Are not leaving console to go to PC. People are just sticking to the consoles that they have because they don't see the value proposition in the current consoles. Because it's the same games. It's basically the same games. Go back to PlayStation, go back to Xbox 360 and or PS3 and PS4, day
Oh,
and
I
night
feel
in
like you
terms
could
of
say
growth.
that about both platforms then. Like if
Yes,
we're taking
absolutely.
Yeah,
if we're talking about last generation, we got to think about all platforms then.
Except for
yeah,
Nintendo. Absolutely. And that's the
that's
problem.
true, Ham.
Because because I still have friends that are still playing on the VCR Xbox right now.
Yeah,
I still have one and I still use it.
But sorry, how's this a problem though?
No, but no. All I was answering,
Okay.
Taye, was the fact that like there is no like console gaming is not losing players what's happening is like what Phil Spencer's entire point is. Phil Spencer doesn't care about the hundreds of millions of players. He wants the billions that play games like Minecraft or what is it?
Candy Crush,
Candy Crush. What is the other one that all the kids are playing?
Roblox.
Roblox. And whenever Phil Spencer says that, and he said this recently, and I'm like, bro, he says like, look at all the games that everyone is playing that are popular. I'm like, we as console players don't play those games. We don't give a crap about those games. We care about core experiences that you guys are watering down because you're trying to change them into these things that you don't want because you want kids to play our games. And I'm saying your strategy is flawed because it does not translate into practical sales. Because one, like, look at, there's only one Fortnite. There's only one. What was
I
the
think
game before?
Ray G
Right?
has a point, Ashes. He says, "Where are the mobile games?"
Which ones?
He's saying, based off of your logic,
Yeah.
where are the mobile games?
It's every game that they're making, they're trying to infiltrate and turn into a mobile game. They're trying to make every game a live service game because they're
So
looking at
Avowed?
wait, are you talking about Xbox or are you talking about the industry?
Well, we're talking about Xbox apparently now. Apparently, we're talking about Xbox.
Em is
I
mad
was
that we're not talking about
I
the
was
state
talking
of
about
play.
the showcase, but now we're talking about Xbox.
All right, all
And
right, all
I
right.
don't know how we got to that, but like I guess we're talking about that, and we're talking about how they're all live service, even though we're literally looking at a game
That has zero live service.
that
Okay,
has
so
zero
can I
live
ask you a
service.
question? Was this game not made as a live service game before they pivoted and decided to make it a single player game?
It
After
was.
Is it?
after Redfall
But
was
is it?
released.
But
No,
is it?
no, no, but like that's not the point. Like the point is like what did they intend
Life is
to make
not,
this game?
no. Ushers. Life is not about what could have been. It's about what is. Concord could have been a banger. No one cares.
Okay, fair enough. Like if
It
that's what you
wasn't.
guys is, fair enough. I concede then.
All right, all right. So anyway, I wasn't able to make this point on Friday's show because my mic was all over the freaking place. But I just want to point this out. All right, so Digimon Story Time Stranger, that's one. Lost Soul Aside, two. Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza, three. Borderlands 4, four. Directive 8020, five. Onimusha 2, six. Onimusha Way of the Sword, seven. The Kojima game that's coming out in September, eight. Hell is Us, nine. Days Gone remastered because I didn't play it. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people are mad. I know a lot of people are upset, but I didn't play it. 10. Stellar Blade, which I already played on PS5, but it's so good. I'm definitely going to get it on PC. 11. Tide of Annihilation, 12. Metal Eden, 13. Mind's Eye, 14. That's 14 games. Like at some point, guys, we have to kind of sit back and be like, I, as an experience, was this worth it? How did my backlog get affected? Did you sit there and you're like, this was a complete waste of time? I could have just been asleep, or maybe I could have watched 2 episodes of Bleach, Thousand Year War, or something. No, it wasn't. There's a whole bunch of games here that we're going to be enjoying and talking about for years to come. But to your point, Ham,
I just didn't need to say Sony on it. It could have said anything. For all I care, it could have said LG presents. Like it didn't matter.
yeah, yeah. To your point about the whole, I wanted to know why I got a PlayStation. The reason why I'm kind of defensive towards that specific point is that if you can say that, then that justifies people that say when you watch an Xbox showcase, it's just a PlayStation showcase. There's no need to buy an Xbox, and I completely disagree with
Which is
with
true.
it. I have to be consistent with my point of view. I think there's value in buying an Xbox, even if all the games or most of the games are going to PlayStation. So if I'm to agree with your point that this doesn't matter because these games are all going to Xbox, then I would have to sit there and concede that yeah, you don't have to buy an Xbox because all the games are going to, or most of the games are going to PlayStation. So that's why I can't agree with you, Ham. I For
Oh,
me,
I don't give a shit if you agree with me. I'm telling you that. No, I'm just telling you that it was kind of a waste of time, and it didn't matter that they had their name on it. Like, I'm just saying that that's the standard that everybody else is going by for the most part, Loke. You can sit here and be like, "Oh man, but it was a good time. It was a good show. It showed everything. You got a lot of games." But I get that. I've been saying that for years. Whenever Xbox had a showcase,
yeah,
oh yeah, I got plenty of stuff to play. I'm fine. Everybody, but oh man, it's a 3 out of 10. It's a 5 out of 10. It's a 2 out of 10. Where's the Xbox games? It's not a good showcase. It can't be a good showcase. There wasn't enough Xbox games in. So based off of that logic, I'm telling you now that okay, then that's not a great showcase in that sense.
if we follow that logic, it was a 0 out of 10. If we follow that specific logic, because Saros, the zero gameplay doesn't even count, and the other one that's not on Xbox is going to PC, so it's not even exclusive. This is nothing. If we're going by that logic, Ham, this was a 0 out of 10. Anyways,
I'm just saying,
uh,
hey, if y'all gonna say it, don't be mad when it's said right back. Keep the
yeah,
same energy, essentially.
yeah. If your logic goes forward, it must go backwards as well. Voidlock says different is games are going in Game Pass and Sony players are paying $70. Yeah, but not
So
really
what? Like,
because if all these games were going to Xbox Game Pass, for example, right? Let's say this was an Xbox showcase. It's still kind of the same in my opinion because that's a shitload of games, and most of them are coming out this year. If all those are going to Game Pass, it kind of negates itself because they're all third party, and we all know third party is not going to stay on Game Pass forever. We every single
I think what Voidlock is getting at is there feels more like a value proposition when you have Xbox in Game Pass and you're watching the showcase, seeing, oh well, if this game's coming out in the next month or two or something like that, I don't have to worry about anything. I got something to play right then and there. And then on top of it, seeing the third party games and stuff like that that may not come to Game Pass, well, that kind of opens up more, wallet space or however you may see it to be able to purchase those games. So, I mean, I kind of see what they're saying with that versus what Voidlock is saying. No matter what, every game that you see is going to be $70 or full price.
and there's no subscription, even if it's just temporary.
Nothing. No.
I mean, Nintendo sells consoles like in the tens of millions, hundreds of millions with zero subscriptions. So I don't understand where this whole thing comes from that you need a subscription to add value to your customer. Value is determined to what the customer puts value in. If you put
Yeah, and they're
value,
literally telling you what's valuable right now, and you don't like it.
what's that?
Did you not just hear what Voidlock just got done saying, or what I just got done repeating for Voidlock? You just said yourself, if it's value and it depends on the beholder, right? And the
100%.
beholder just told you, hey, I find this valuable, and you're like, it ain't
No,
valuable.
like, no, I'm not saying it's not valuable. I'm just saying that like the whole argument of like whenever you talk to like Xbox fanboys, why they're defending Xbox not having any exclusives anymore is like their main thing is always, well, Game Pass. I'm like, well, bro, we've been buying games for generations before Game Pass was a thing. Game Pass doesn't give me. I've always found value in investing in games that I want. I don't need to rent games to
We've
enjoy
been
games.
buying movies as well. We stopped
100%.
doing
But like the thing is, my point is, I don't feel that you giving me value by giving me a renting service, and that's the only benefit if you're not going to stay in the hardware, or like I'm not confident that your hardware is going to stick around.
I think
But
it's like a trade off, right? If you were to ask, Nintendo players, would you trade all Nintendo's high quality, top quality games for a subscription service that is giving you, maybe average to good games? They'll say no, and I think if you ask PlayStation players as well too, they will say no. So I do get where Oshas is coming from. Game Pass is a pretty cool service. I think
it
it's
is.
dope. I think it's great. I think it's very like the best value, not just like in gaming, just full stop.
I feel like you should
Yeah.
position that a little bit better, Ty. I feel like you didn't position that quite correctly.
What do you mean? Game Pass is the
I
best.
feel like you're supposed to say, if Nintendo were to make high quality games and not just give it to themselves, but give it to others as well. I
Well, I
think
think- well,
that
I'm talking-
explains more of what's going on than we're making throwaway games, because we can easily tell that Xbox is not making throwaway games.
No, they're not. Like there's like their output, like from their third party studios, is exceptional by industry standards. But that's not what like that's not in question though. The question is, does it build value for the platform that they initially created as a value proposition?
the problem is it did bring value to the platform, and I think it should have done way more. It's just the problem is the games just weren't good enough. Let me not say not good enough. That's a lie. The games are great. The games were not system selling games. That's the only problem.
Wait, like which games? But anyways, like I don't want to get into Xbox.
if
anymore.
if game if you had
Please.
if you had a situation where if Sony was the one that was doing Game Pass, and let's say from 2017 onwards, so every single Sony PlayStation exclusive game, every single third party PlayStation game, like Final Fantasy Rebirth, and Final Fantasy 16, if that was on PlayStation's Game Pass, you would see a huge growth there, like just crazy numbers. The problem is games like the games on Game Pass, they just weren't system sellers, and they didn't convince you to subscribe to the platform. I'm not on Game Pass anymore. My whole thing ran out, and I just didn't go back again.
What?
If you had told me though,
Blasphemy.
well, if you had told me, I mean, if you
This
had
guy's
told
a
me,
heretic.
yeah, but like think about it this way, if you had told me last year that like, hey, listen, Stellar Blade is gonna be on Game Pass. The shooting game that came out on PC and Final Fantasy Rebirth is going to be on Game Pass, I would still have Game Pass, and that's just the problem that Xbox has. The games that they had, I don't think there were system sellers or Game Pass sellers. So that's it. End of story.
Elemental Hero says also Game Pass is having an internet connection to access the games, yet we're seeing problems of servers crashing, internet blackouts, and more. This is why people buy games. I would have to disagree with that one because I have lots of internet issues on my end, and uh, the criticism when PSN went down last week or the week before was a lot of people juxtapose that with Xbox because Game Pass does not need a daily access. You can get in on on Game Pass on the internet on Monday and spend the whole week with no internet, and you keep accessing your Game Pass games and it'll be fine. I've had to experience this. It worked just fine. I think I've gone about 2 weeks, no internet check-ins, no problem. So I wouldn't lean on that one too much, Elemental Hero.
One thing that I think is important is Phil said it in the recent interview again that the fastest growing markets that they have is Asia, and it's PC and cloud. And then he went further into detail and said cloud is the fastest growing market. That's them saying that cloud is growing faster than, at least in their eyes, faster than console and PC. So cloud is probably where they're betting everything on. It's a
I doubt that. I think that's just statistically speaking.
but why would you doubt it though?
I just because like a person like Loke and many other people around Africa, Asia,
Which is
and
the
Europe
majority of the
cannot-
planet. Don't lie
cannot
to yourself.
really use that well. So I think it's more or less statistically speaking, what's growing the fastest
Mm-hmm.
in cloud, sure, but all the other things have been in the game for a long time compared to cloud that's just coming now. So if you're asking what's growing the fastest, I feel like you just got yourself a Microsoft answer and you don't want to admit to it. It's
No.
just growing fastest.
Yeah,
It doesn't mean that
cloud
it's
is
making
growing.
the most progress.
No. Cloud is growing the fastest, but everyone's looking for growth, right? That's why Sony's putting the games on PlayStation. And when I say cloud's growing the fastest, it's untested. We don't know what the cap for cloud is. What we do know is that internet is getting better. So I gave some stats some time ago about how European internet has increased dramatically every single 3 years. You're seeing more people have higher quality internet, and it's also getting cheaper as well. So cloud is growing quite fast. Microsoft doesn't know when it's going to cap off, and Jim Ryan said it in the FTC trial. He said, "Yeah, this could be huge. I just don't know. We don't know where the cap is." So Microsoft is banking on this being bigger than console because at some point they're thinking in 40 years time. When you 40 years time.
Ushers is losing his mind. He's like, I'll be dead in 40 years, motherfucker.
Listen, these corporations don't think in 2, 3, 5 years. They
I'm
think
sorry.
way ahead. But it's gonna be a time where they really do believe. I mean, or at least they're hoping that when you want to play Xbox, you're just gonna put on your TV, you're gonna press the app, and it's gonna work. And we know that is something because I've done that with Stadia. I've literally just pressed a button and I'm playing Cyberpunk, and it looks great on my TV.
I forgot you were a fan of Stadia. I forgot.
Stadia was a great console, and I
I keep
think
The one
Microsoft.
forgetting. I
fan,
keep
the one
forgetting.
fan that
The one
Stadia
dude,
had.
bro. Like, this is the guy that held it all together for 6 months.
Listen, when you're traveling and you bring out your phone and you bring out your controller and you're streaming, Cyberpunk at the airport, and then you land in Amsterdam and you're streaming in your friend's place, and then you go to the coffee shop and you're streaming it there as well. Like that future is easy to sell. It's so easy. I At that point, there was no point in me buying games on PlayStation because the access, the convenience was a selling point. Why would I want to buy a game where I can just sit down on my TV, PlayStation, stay locked there, and that's it? Where I could do the same thing with a Stadia and it looks just as good, plays just as good, except now I can go everywhere. And
Go get a PlayStation Portable, homeboy.
no, but remember, PlayStation,
Portal.
PlayStation Portal.
Portal.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, fair
Fucking
enough.
hater. Stop being a PlayStation hater, Oshis. You're bad at it. Go back to being an Xbox hater.
My
But anyways,
bad.
just round it up. That's why I think that's where they see the future is, and they're hoping. Hey, listen, did I not say Indiana Jones was played by millions of people via cloud?
I mean, the total number is 4 million players, which again, I hate Xbox for putting us on this trajectory where you don't just tell us how much you sold. We have to now freaking throw bones to figure out what 4 million players is.
I need to find out details. You guys go ahead. Indiana Jones.
All right. UK storms. Hurricane Ordeal happened in 2014, according to my last search. I don't think that's pretty relevant here. Elemental Hero.
That's a
Yeah.
bot.
So what?
I'm sure that's probably a bot.
Probably.
But
Go ahead.
I don't know if you had anything else that you wanted to talk about at all. But I gotta go pick up my daughter here in 5 minutes.
Last point on the whole state of play. Sorry, not state of play. Give us your review of Avowed so far.
Well, yeah. So yeah, it's a so far. It's more or less impressions than a review. But I really like the game a lot. Probably the most fun game I've played this year.
Nice.
And just fun, right? Not the most
Yeah.
realistic or anything like that, right? Just the most fun game I played this year. It looks really good, plays really well. It did more than I anticipated it doing, to be honest, right?
Yeah.
I also I hear a lot of people talking about Outer Worlds and stuff like that. I found myself getting an understanding and interested more quicker in this game than I did with Outer Worlds.
Interesting. So this one clicked more than Outer Worlds.
Yes, and I see it. I see myself playing it longer than I would have played an Outer Worlds. Now Outer Worlds 2 and like I'm gonna go back and play Outer Worlds 1 again, and then and I'm also gonna play 2 before it comes out, right? And I didn't mind that game. I thought it was pretty dope, right? And it has different and or more mechanics than Avowed does.
Okay.
But like Avowed, I really like the storytelling within it just makes me laugh and take it serious at the same time, and I like that bounce back and forth. Right? It's kind of like how I feel when I watch the show Invincible. Right? I'm laughing 1 second, and then I'm like, oh shit, the next second. Right?
That's a good show.
Yeah, I love Invincible. I think that show is awesome. But yeah, I just think this game has a lot for me to like. Now there's still quite a bit for me to play. I literally 100%ed the first zone, and that took a hot minute to do. Figure out what I was looking for and everything like that. Now I'm in the second zone. It looks pretty nuts, but for me, it's really hard to put that game down. It's really hard to put that game down. And when I put it down, I'm thinking about it. It really reminds me of like Metaphor in that aspect, where I just like anytime I put it down, I'm thinking about it until the next time I turn it on.
Okay.
Which is a really good feeling. That's a good thing. That's a good comparison, in my opinion. Right. Now, a lot of people are going for the whole game of the year ideal or like thought process or something like that. And albeit I don't agree with a lot of people's takes on how they feel about the game or whether they feel the game is good enough or this or that or it's not my RPG. I didn't make the game, but I'm a hate on it like I had say in it. I'm not really like here to tell them what to think either though, at the same time, right? My whole thing is it's still February. You guys, I just went to the Game Awards 2 months ago. As for calling anything a Gotti, I just don't see that as necessary right now.
Relax.
Exactly. I'm just like, in my past, I've been pretty good at jumping to the conclusion before everything has evolved, right? And with growth and with living, I've figured out, hey, something can be good without it being the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Right now.
And that's not a problem.
It can be like the best thing to me at the moment, but my mind needs to continuously stay open. Because if I call this thing the game of the year now, then I am looking for reasons for it to be instead of just keeping my mind open and just letting everything just be what it is. So I think this game is excellent right now. I'm looking for the next game that kind of takes me on this same feels journey, I guess, to feel like maybe it surpasses it. But as for right now, like I really enjoy this game a lot, but it's too early to call a game of the year. I mean, there's Doom right around the corner, and they're not going to fuck around.
That's going to be better than this. Like I haven't even played Doom, but I know it's going to be better than Avowed.
It might be. It probably should be, based on the scope and history and everything behind it. It probably should be. Right? I know this was taken in the Pillars history and stuff like that, but Doom has a lot more cachet than like 98% of the industry.
Yep.
So like so there's Doom, there's Grand Theft Auto. I mean, even if Fable comes out, Avowed, you're gonna have a rough time, bro. Like you're having a rough time in your own house right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not even talking about going versus EA or Take Two or anything. like you would like just in the house of Microsoft right now, things are getting a little. You might have to throw some bows. There ain't enough seat here, right? It's getting a little Yeah, it's getting uncomfortable. So like,
Yeah.
I think it's too early to call this game a game of the year or even a contender. I mean, I'm looking at KCD 2, right? KCD 2 is a big game that everyone's loving. That game already sold like 2 million copies, and I'm looking at that game like I don't
That's a
know.
better candidate.
I don't know if you're gonna be in the top 3 even. That's how busy this year looks.
I know who's not going to be in the top three.
Would you let Ham finish? He has to go. This guy.
I think you're missing the point, Ashes.
I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you.
You can say absolutely this isn't going to be there at all, but what I'm just saying is people are going to have their feelings about this. And when I turned it on and played it, for myself, like, have you played this game at all, Ashes?
No,
You probably haven't. You probably aren't going, right?
No, I'm not.
There you go. Anyways, it's crazy that I can guess that stuff, right? It's so typical. Anyways,
Ham, you should try. You should try and be a medium.
I know Loke played it and he really likes it. He doesn't think it's like moving the earth or anything, but he thinks it's a really good game.
It's a very good game.
Like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of looking at it from just a natural gaming aspect, right? I feel like a lot of people, when they look at this game, they compare it to, well, is it the Outer Worlds or is it Skyrim? And is it this? Is it that? And yeah, it has a lot of similarities to a lot of that stuff, but a lot of RPGs have a lot of similarities to each other and whatnot. My whole thought process behind it is I go into it thinking, this game has clearly set its barriers, right?
Yeah.
Within its confines, is it doing what it's supposed to do or what it's trying to do well? And I think it is.
So the reason why I said this is close to Dustborn, in my opinion, Ham, before you go real quick. Dustborn is a narrative heavy telltales type of game. That's what Dustborn is. And those types of games need to keep you heavily invested in the story and the characters. Because there's not much gameplay. If we're being 1,000%, there's not much gameplay. There's lots of like watching cutscenes, there's quick time events, rhythm game here or there or whatever. But the meat of it is watching people do and say things. Okay, it's very close to a movie, which I like. I love those types of games. I've beaten all of.
Are you talking about Avowed? There's not a lot of stuff to do.
No, I'm talking about Dustborn. Let me finish my point. I'm talking about Dustborn.
I
So
was about to say, I don't know if we're playing the same game because I've been busy.
yeah. So with Dustborn, my main criticism is that they fail at the main thing that they exist to satisfy. So I don't care about those characters. In fact, I hate the characters. I don't care about the story. In fact, I actively hate the story and the narrative in this narrative heavy game that's about the narrative, not really focused on gameplay. All right? That's why for me, when I was playing, I was like, you know what, this is pretty polished in terms of gameplay. But that's not why you turn on a telltale type of game. It's about the characters, it's about the story. Avowed, for me, reminds me of Dustborn because, for me at least, so far, I haven't beaten the game. I haven't even beaten the first area. It fails at the main thing that it's supposed to be doing, which is the story and the characters. For me, at least, I'm not moved by the story or the characters of this RPG. And then I've been looking around at people that have beaten the game. Lots of frustrations around the RPG of the RPG. So you can't do a lot of things that are expected of an RPG in terms of decision making. It feels a bit. It's not Veilguard levels, right? Of HR is in the room with us, but it definitely feels like you can't go full evil. So Obviously, I'm throwing out this caveat. I still haven't beaten the game. I'm trying to do as evil as possible. So far, I'm disappointed with the evil, like repercussions or reactions to me being evil. That being said, the battle system in this game is exceptional. Like, I don't think you're ever going to find, I don't think it's possible actually right now for you to find a fantasy game that you can play in first person that feels this good. Like, I can see why this was potentially an online game. It's the type of gameplay that you could sink in 400, 500 hours into. It's really deep. Even the like the character customization and your options with weapons, whether it's melee, sorcery, a mix of both. Right now, I'm playing a ranger. I'm playing with a bow and arrow, and I feel like that guy from Lord of the Rings, the white dude with the long hair. I don't know what his name is, but he's the coolest archer I've ever seen. Um, I'm really enjoying the battle system. It's excellent. Uh, the first area at least, which is where I'm at, presentation is awesome. Exploration, like time just flies by. Sometimes you're like, I'm just gonna do one side mission for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Next thing, it's been 2 hours. Because for me at least, the gameplay and the traversal and even like discovering dungeons and going through, finding chests and lock picking and whatever, if for me it's super awesome. And then using special powers, specific powers like throwing ice onto water so you can jump to the other side of the room because the water's too deep and you won't be able to jump onto the next cliff, or using like the fire spell to go through fuck, I'm forgetting, the spider webs and all types of weird stuff, right? Electrifying the water. If the enemy steps in the water, it actually affects them. That's actually a nice little touch. So gameplay wise, for me, this is like a 9 out of 10 in terms of gameplay. It's a 9 out of 10. But if you take the whole product and put it together, and this is supposed to be an RPG first, I'd give it a 7 out of 10 because for me it fails at that fundamental part. It just fails. It doesn't offend. Like Dustborn offends, so it's like a 3 out of 10. For me, this one it fails at the main thing, but it's so like excellent, legendarily excellent. I think people will be talking about the gameplay and Avowed in terms of fantasy games until next gen. I think that is actually like something that's real. So yeah, that's my take on Avowed. Ty, have you played Avowed?
No, I haven't. I've seen enough of it
Hello?
to. Can you hear
I
me?
can't hear. I can't hear you.
Can you guys hear
I
me?
can, I can hear Ty. Can
God
you hear
damn
me?
it. It's starting again. All right. All right.
Um,
Okay, there we go. I can hear you now, Ty. Go
okay,
ahead.
fine, perfect. I haven't played it yet, and I don't think I will. I've seen enough of it to kind of put into that kind of Vilgar territory,
What?
in the sense that I just don't. There's just other games I'm more interested in that I have time that I don't have time to play. It
How
looks,
dare you compare Vowed to Veilguard?
they both probably have good gameplay. I think Vilgas is known for its gameplay. Avowed is known for its good gameplay too. But it's just a story. Like everyone who I've spoken to, just been like, yeah, story
Yeah.
is meh. And you said it yourself too. And if the story is
Ah,
meh,
dude. Story is not great.
and if it's missing that
So far, at
RPG
least.
parts that you were talking about, then I'm just not interested at all. I don't care about game.
Yeah, because
When
that's
I
the
play
point.
RPG games, I want the story.
The story and the characters as well.
Which has really surprised me because Obsidian should like the good at making stories. So I don't know what happened. Maybe they use a different writer. I'm not too sure.
No, like most
Uh,
of them have left, dude. Like a lot of the guys are not even there anymore.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, not a lot of the guys left. Like the amount of like attrition that's been in like in Western studios, it's insane. Like a lot of people that
Even
leave,
even Obsidian.
or even Obsidian.
I think it also just could be. I know this is a different creative director, right? So, and it's her first time, leading the project. So maybe she had different views, and maybe because gotta remember, Obsidian is kind of a bigger studio now. They have like I think 3 or 4 teams, and the guy, who's the main lead again? The guy that everyone knows, who did Fallout, the guy who did Pentiment.
I don't know.
Osha, you should know him. The guy who did Pentiment, the big guy, the guy who made New Vegas.
I only know the guy that says he hates white dudes.
That
Okay.
that did not help. That did not help the reputation of this.
So like I know who you're talking about, but like to be honest with you, I've never been in like the people that know those guys are people that are Fallout fans. If you're an original Fallout fan, you would know a lot of the founders of Obsidian. Are. For me, Obsidian has always been like a mini BioWare. Like if you have a BioWare game or concept that BioWare is too busy to make, you give it to them. If you
Josh
have a
Sawyer. There's the
yeah,
name.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. So I expect that maybe he's working on something. Honestly, I won't be surprised if he's working on Fallout, maybe Fallout New Vegas 2 or something like that. And those writers are working with him on that project. But overall, I am a bit surprised at the quality of this. I was expecting maybe something in the mid 80s, so 85, 84, 86. Falls a little bit short, unfortunately. But I think anyway, it's a good win for Xbox. Definitely, I think it's a good win
I think
for
it's a very good game, dude. Like
so like just a quick question. Outside, say Forza, what's the last Xbox game that did a 90 Metacritic?
Indiana Jones.
Okay. No, I was just asking honestly. I was not trying
and
to be.
again, we don't play Metacritic scores
No, but I
because
mean, like, whatever you consider, something that's important to decide when you buy games, I think it varies from person to person. You hold, like, for instance, IGN to some form of credibility. I
yes.
can hold Metacritic to credibility in terms of like when I look at game scores because I think that aggregate helps and there's validity to that aggregate.
What you think Metacritic has a shout in hell to be compared to IGN?
Yes.
Absolutely. Like IGN is
Wahlanya wena.
zero
Wahlanya.
repeat.
You guys are not okay. Fuzzy says, no one said they hated white dudes. Don't be an idiot. I think that one's for you, Oshus.
He did say that. He said like what like in fact he said worse stuff about like that. He didn't say he hates white dudes. He used way worse wording than like what I just said. Like what I
I
just
think
said
I
was
think he only said he wanted to be replaced. I think that's what he
no,
said.
no. His statement was far more egregious than that.
No, it wasn't. What a troll.
Right,
No, it
I
Ty?
know.
was.
I
Like
know
I can
exactly
do
what
you
he
want
said.
okay, what did he say?
I
Sorry.
mean, I literally read it out to you guys last time we spoke about
What did
this.
he okay, please
Yeah, he
repeat
only
it.
wanted to be replaced. That's all he said. He said he's
No.
looking forward to being
How did he
replaced.
say?
That's all
Oh
he
my
said.
goodness.
He said, didn't he mention crusty white guys?
Did he say crusty white guys?
Yeah,
Oh shit.
self-deprecating.
Oh,
Rachie
well, the
said way
thing,
too many crusty white dudes. Okay.
Taye doesn't see that as racist.
Oh shit.
Wait, whoa, whoa,
Okay.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
So
Where you
so
get that
so the
What
thing
do
is,
you
the thing
mean
is,
that it
right?
wasn't that deep? Like when I said like he was racist against white dude, like that is like, dude,
Ah,
why would you say crusty black dude? I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, what do you mean? Like,
no
or
one would have been okay
or
if he had
dusty?
said that.
If he
It,
had
it
said
wouldn't be
dusty
fun.
or ashy black dudes, like
Whoa! What?
if you're black, you take offense to that. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like,
if you're a black guy and you say crusty black dudes or
no,
whatever, like I mean
like
I ain't getting
ashy
triggered
black
about
dudes.
that.
Like, I am not hiring any ashy black dudes. Have you seen an ashy? Like, have you ever been ashy, bro? Like,
Oh god, guys, where is this even going? No,
Well,
no.
I have the statement here again, so we can rehash
All
this. He
right,
said,
what's the statement?
"Reminder to black artists out there who are looking for portfolio reviews or job advice. My DMs are open, and you will always have my priority. We got too many crusty white dudes in this field. Please let me
Ah,
help you replace me one day. I want to
fuck.
go back to living in the woods." This
Listen,
seems like
like
satire. It seems like a
wow.
joke.
Ty, Tai, like I don't want to delve too much into this topic, but bro, if he had said that about black dudes, it wouldn't have been okay.
Imagine a dude that is
So
aligned. Like imagine a
come on.
guy like Eric July like said that about like black dudes, like ashy black dudes. I'm like, there's too many ashy black dudes in this business. Like dude, like why? Like that is
No one
so.
would have been okay with that. Come on, Ty.
No,
Let's
no,
bring
no,
some
no. I mean,
sanity and some common sense into this discussion. Come on,
if we're speaking about the crusty parts, yeah, I think that's cringe. I wouldn't say
that's
that,
a
but
bit much.
but I wouldn't say
Why?
that. No, for sure, I wouldn't say it. But like, but hold on, like to be so like for me to be so upset about this, it's like yeah, like I'm not that sensitive. Okay, like it's not that deep.
All right. Listen, we
Very,
all get to choose because offense is taken. People, this is a
Yeah,
good
the people are
good
sensitive. Like
time.
the guy
This
who
is a
did
good
that.
time to remind everyone that offense is taken, and it's your responsibility to be or not to be offended about things. So Ty
very.
would be okay if someone had said that about black people. That's cool.
No, I mean
I would not.
it was a black
I would
guy.
not be okay. And still, dude, I don't care, dude. Even when Kanye starts going on his crazy ass rants about black people, I hate it. I hate it. I think it's terrible because terrible things are terrible things,
Yeah, but there's
regardless of
levels.
who is saying it. It doesn't matter
No,
who is
there's
saying it.
levels
Doesn't matter
though.
their skin color. Doesn't matter their gender. Doesn't matter nothing.
It
A
does
bad
matter.
a bad statement's a bad statement, bruv.
Yeah, but the effect of the statement matters on who is saying it, right? For example, if I called a girl, whatever, a bitch as a man, she's probably gonna be more offended if another female said it. Like think about the N word, for example, right? If another black guy said it to me, it's like okay, whatever. Like I don't know you, but if it's a white guy, well, that's a different story, right? So now, so when he says it across the white dudes, I mean, like that ain't me. Like he's not talking about me. Like if white people are offended by that, they can be, but I think there's a huge different story. It's the same thing with the the um the truckers, the spearhead
It's
studios things,
wild.
right?
I
It's
took offense to that. Like, why? Is
yeah, but you took offense because it was white people saying it. If it was a
but
black guy, you'd be like,
fair
nah, I mean,
enough.
stupid, but okay, that's
No,
white
but
people being
if like
stupid.
okay, let's say a guy that normally is in those circles, if a guy like Eric July, for instance, was there and he said that statement in front of a whole bunch of people, because the problem with him is the fact that he's this dude that is not playing towards like white dudes. He's playing towards that crowd of that community of LGBT, representation and whatever. So he's not playing to the average white dude. So it's the same thing that I always say, that I don't feel comfortable with guys like Eric July sitting in podcasts where it's 90% white and everybody's making black jokes. And I look around and I'm like, bro, like, how are you comfortable with these people saying these things about people that look like you? Mind you, they're not saying anything offensive about anyone that looks like them.
Hmm.
And they're the majority in the room. Like, how are you comfortable in circles like that? Like, that to me is weird, man.
No, it is weird. It's a weird kind of you might you've done something to yourself to accept that kind of
Yeah.
behavior.
Oh my goodness, that was a hell of a rabbit hole. Elemental Hero Fuzzy, I don't know it. I honestly feels like it takes a jab on people. Why do you think Krusty has anything to do with skin color? What?
He says white dudes. Like, like if
Fuzzy,
he said crusty dudes, I think you could then exclude that. Like, never okay, too many crusty dudes. Okay, he specifies black and then he
Fuzzy.
specifies white.
Come on, Fuzzy. All right. Okay. So yeah, I played Avowed. I'm playing Avowed right now, and I'm having a blast. And I don't think you guys should skip it. Oshus, I know you have Game Pass. It will be available tomorrow.
Yeah.
I would suggest you go and play it
This is
because
after you
again,
false flagged and I tried to download it.
is it what?
Didn't you false flag and say that the game was available and I actually tried to go
I
download it?
yeah. I made a mistake. I made
Yeah,
a
fake
mistake.
news. I tried to download that shit too as well.
Oh, fuck off. I made a mistake and I corrected myself.
No,
So
you didn't.
for anyone that doesn't know, I actually told people that you could play Avowed. I found out that it's because the person I'm game sharing with bought the damn thing, didn't
Uh,
tell me, right? And what happened is, if you check the tweet that I quote tweeted,
I saw it.
someone else had made the same mistake. So I just, when I saw what they said, I was like, "What?" I immediately just stood up and I was like, "All right, let me go check." And then it worked for me. I was like, "Hell yeah, let's go, people! Everyone, get your Avowed on. Let's go." Do you know what I mean? And then people started questioning me, and I was like, "No, but it's working." And then I went to check even like my purchase history, and it was there. I hadn't bought the game, so I was like, I guess I'm playing it through Game Pass. And then someone asked me, Triple Combo Gaming asked me, like, "Dude, i- are you game sharing?" And then it hit me. And then I called Flemish, and Flemish like, "Yeah, dude, yeah, I bought the game." I'm like, "Bro, we usually coordinate these things. We have an Excel sheet that we throw around between the two of us every few weeks. Like, I'll buy a game and then I'll update the Excel sheet and send it to him, or he'll do the same thing. This time he was like, he just bought the game and then he kept quiet. So yeah, that's what happens. Um, Ham said the ones that are okay with letting little things fly by because it's not that big of a deal are the same people that have a huge issue when the big thing finally, and that's the thing. Exactly what he did, because he aligns with certain people, no one's going to call him out. And again, right, to Taya and Oshas, the same, the if you switch the table around and then it was a black guy saying that Taye, right, or the people that Taye aligns with would then be offended. The people that are okay with what he's saying, right, that guy said, as soon as you change the group around, if it's now a white guy that's like conservative, those same people saying
Yeah.
it's fine will be offended. And also the people that are offended that this guy said this because he's a progressive, they're offended. But if you switch it around and then a conservative says it, the same people that are offended right now will be like, "Ah, it's just a joke. You guys are so sensitive. It's just joke. Why you take jokes so serious?" Do you know what I mean? So that's the
What
issue.
was
That's my pro. Fuck off. That's my Borat. That's my Borat impression.
no, it was
The
good.
point.
I just didn't know who we are trying to mimic. Is that a conservative?
Yeah, yeah. So my point is, I hate the way
Oh.
people cannot just be objective about something. Just, oh, guys, my biggest like advice to anyone: always try to remove your personal emotions from any evaluation. It will make you a better evaluation of any evaluator of anything. Take your Always try to remove your emotions from it. You'll be fine.
My only thing I'll say to that is I think it's a statement in poor taste. Do I think he should be cancelled or his game shouldn't be played, etc., etc.? The answer is
That's
no. Now,
dumb.
everyone can, everyone controls their own wallet, so they can, decide if they want to play the game or not. However, I would just call you extremely sensitive. I don't know. I think it's not that deep.
Yeah, and
So
then the next time
Well,
a conservative says something Oshes, you're going to be on the opposite side saying, "Oh God, this guy's one of the most horrible people on the planet," and then Oshes is going to be on the other side saying, "It's just a joke. You guys are just sensitive."
I've never defended like people speaking like I don't like especially like these YouTubers. I don't like and I don't follow their channels anymore for that reason. Like I hate it when you have no right if you're not like an environment where there's a balance. It's like people like making fun of women and it's just guys, and you can tell that it's not in a light-hearted way. There's malice behind it because the entire channel is built on that agenda, and then they start saying things like that are like really like subliminal towards women. I'm not comfortable with that. Like, okay, first of all the women that are in that space are like Melanie Mack. Like, it's like these weirdo girls, and there's one of them and there's like six guys. I'm like, whoa, like this is not a space that I think is for people that, if I was a woman, I would not feel comfortable amongst these people. Same way I say that, like, I would not feel comfortable in the spaces that, like, someone like Eric July feels comfortable in, with all these, like, really semi, like, if you look at their chats, they are right wing people with a lot of racists in those chats, or in those, like, in those comments. I'm not comfortable being part of those things, period, with regardless of what alignment is. Like, for me, I've never been right or leaning. I don't give a crap about that. I'm looking at the integrity of the human beings. And the moment you're not willing to speak up against people being racist in your comments, or having like very, very dangerous sort of like either agendas or point of views, and you don't question that or comment on that, you're like, no, 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 he's giving me money, so I'm cool with it. I'm not comfortable with any of that.
All right. This got very political right at the end. So just to cap it off, Ty, you're not going to even put Avowed in your backlog.
Nah, I'm not. There's too many good. There's too many games I want to play. Like I can't even see myself get into it. Maybe at some point in the future, but when I say future, I'm talking like 2 years, three, probably. Like,
5 years.
yeah, it's just not on my list. Like we got Monster Hunter coming out soon. There's Kingdom Deliverance 2 to even like check out. Assassin's Creed, then you got GTA around the corner. I still got to play Cyberpunk. I still got to play Baldur's Gate 3. Like, where do I have time for like 8 out of 10
Yep.
games? I think that's the good thing. We don't like 7 out of 10 games are just not good enough. 8 out of 10 games are not good enough unless you're doing something very, very unique. And it seems like what Avowed has done is it's taken from different games and it's done a really good job at executing, but it does nothing new or special.
Oh my God, what is going on in the comments? Oh, goodness me. Fuzzy. Dave Chappelle rips on everyone. That's why everyone gives him a pass. That's why everyone gives comedians that rip on everyone a pass. If we can sit here and see posts of Mr. Josh Sawyer ragging on every race, on every gender, we can have a comparison with Dave Chappelle.
The Elemental Hero says,
When you sit there and you only shit on one, that's what it goes back to what Oshus was saying. It's weird to watch the whole Eric July thing because they sit there and they mostly only rag on minorities and women. If those guys on Nerdrotic were crapping on white dudes on the same level that they were crapping on everyone else, Oshus, would that be weird for you?
Nah, dude.
If those guys did the Dave Chappelle thing, because Dave even goes even harder on
Yeah,
black people, if I'm
he
if
does.
not mistaken. If those
You s-
guys were going even harder on straight white dudes, it wouldn't be weird.
I mean, like, look at who's made the most fun of Kanye West, of JC Smollett. Smollett.
Exactly.
Like, he goes like, I like the fact that he's that's good comedy. It's the same thing with like
Everyone gets it.
same
So
with
it's
Bill
not
Burr.
weird.
Any good comedian does not target a specific group without ever self-deprecating or targeting the group that they're from
Or
first,
targeting
or being
everyone
aware.
else.
Fair game. What I don't like is spaces that are very safe for specific people, and they're the ones that then hate on other people's safe spaces. Because that's the
There you
problem with
go.
those spaces. They're safe for racists. A racist in any of those spaces never has to worry about being offended by anything those guys say, because everything they say is pro them. And to me, I'm very uncomfortable with that. It's like, whoa, this space. I've never heard you guys criticize or say anything about a protagonist that is a boring ass, like the same archetype that Hollywood has produced for generations,
You
which
could say
is
Captain America. You could say Captain
hundred
America
percent
is a
yes.
boring, like Chris Evans. You could
Yeah.
say that is the cookie cutter, boring ass, vanilla character. You could say that. You could make jokes about that. Like there's an angle there. No one,
Yeah.
at least not on those channels. No one's taking it. Do you know what I
because
mean?
it's right and it's normal to them. Like
Exactly.
so, like for me,
Fuzzy, thanks for correcting me. Sorry, it wasn't Josh Sawyer, but it was the guy that Taya was reading his quote. The issue is that you cannot find instances of him ripping black people. You cannot find instances of him ripping Indian people. You
or
cannot find
people,
instances of him ripping anyone else other than white people. That makes it weird. I'm sorry. And then you want to compare him to Dave Chappelle? Come on, Dave's ripping everyone. Everyone is getting it. So it's not a fair comparison. But again, thank you for correcting me. It wasn't Josh Sawyer. Ty, swing and a miss, buddy. Swing and a miss. I agree with you. People on this panel like canceling left people, but they give right wingers a chance. Is as if Dave freaking Chappelle is a right winger.
Nah, you ain't
Lord
causing. Well,
in heaven.
the Elemental hero, he says, because he says that the guy should have been let go. And he says, because of
Which
many
guy?
reasons. The guy who said the obsidian stuff.
Ah, okay.
He says, because of many reasons, when he basically was after Elon and other people, Elon brought an excellent point that this guy should be let go. I don't know what points he's talking about. If he's talking about the quote we just said, where he said "crusty white dudes," or he said that he wants to give advice to
I
black
don't think
people
that's a
as a
fireable
preference,
offense.
and that's not fireable offense. That's perfectly fine.
I think it's just weird. No, I don't think it's perfectly fine. I think it's just weird.
Yeah,
I think it's
I
weird.
mean the advice part is perfectly fine. The crusty
Yeah.
white dudes part is the part that's a bit like, but it's poor
Oh,
taste. If
yeah.
he was saying about black people, Muslims, like some other like group of people, that's fine. Like if it was a black guy who said crusty white dudes, I think there's a more claim there. I think there's a better claim there to fire
so
the person.
okay, so like what happens if we swap? And again, like I don't want to get into this. Like, I think
Yeah,
you
let's
leave it.
let's not. We're,
Yeah,
we're
because
almost at the end, guys. We're
yeah,
almost. Remember Matrix Revolutions when that guy is in the ship and it's like almost home, almost home, almost home. We're
yeah,
almost home, fellas. We're
yeah, yeah.
almost home. What's this? TSW's Ham said Logue said vanilla. What's wrong with vanilla? Oh my god. Ham. We can get into this on Wednesday. We'll get into this on Wednesday. Anyways, Ty, please plug your stuff. Tell people where they can find you, etc., etc.
You guys can find me at Taye Talks, TAYETALKS. I dropped 2 videos on Exodus recently. Sorry, actually, it was 3 videos on James Olsen's new game, just on some of the lore aspects of it. I'll probably make a few more videos and then I'll, give it a pause until the team releases new content. And that's about it. You can also find me on Twitter, TAYETALKS. That's Taye Talks.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Speaking of Exodus, I've actually been catching up on the show. What's it called? Hold on. Let me
The one on
open.
Amazon?
Yeah, the one on Amazon. I'm forgetting the name.
Uh,
Hold on. Let me open the app. Secret Level. Yeah,
mhm.
Secret Level. That's the one.
Mm.
I watched the Exodus episode. Interesting. It's very interesting. The way it
I've yet
kind.
to watch, but like yeah, I will watch it. I'm reading the book currently, and very filled with a lot of lore content, so it's really good. But once I finish the book, I'll eventually get to the TV show.
Oh man, the show is awesome, and I'm happy. I'm happy that you live in a place where you can see stuff like that and buy books on
Mm,
it. Like for me, the books that I would really like to line my cabinet with is Warhammer. Those books, I would love to get those books.
mm.
Yeah. So yeah, man, enjoy your Exodus book. Y'all make sure to check out Taye's Exodus videos on Taye Talks on YouTube. I'll also look. I'll also look through them. I'm just, dude. I saw the notification because I'm subscribed and I have the bell on, but I still haven't seen your videos.
I
I'm
mean,
just,
like check it out whenever you want to. Like if you ever want like Exodus lore, like maybe even
yeah.
like when the game's coming out, like that's probably a better time to check it out. But like yeah.
I didn't see that notification. I only saw the ones that you sent me yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Check if you got if you
I'll
put the
check.
bell on. Yeah, I think
Oh, that's yeah,
so.
probably why. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll double check because I
I
normally
get
get like
every time he posts, I usually get the thing is the
I'll double check.
notifications. Ham says must be a great show. Are we talking about Secret Level? Secret Level is pretty hit or miss. Um, but yeah, the Exodus episode was actually very nice. That was very nice. But there's a couple of episodes there that's just like I just wasted 15 to 30 minutes of my life. Anyways, Oshus, please plug your channel, tell people where they can find you, etc., etc.
My channel is currently dead because I've not put anything on it. I'm really, really like whenever I say I'm gonna put something on, something comes up. So what I'm going to plug is Twitter. So I
Hey,
am on Twitter as Oz the Wiz. If you want to see someone who has a very, very how can I say spicy takes all day, baby. On Facebook, I'm on Xbox's biggest community in South Africa called Xbox Players SA or XPSA. Yeah, and please drop by. Don't worry, there's no anti Xbox slander or anything like that. I'm very behaved on that platform. That's only in Twitter.
y'all make sure to expose this fraud on his Facebook group, so all his friends can see that he's a faker. He's not even
Uh,
real.
I'm a mod, bro. I'll just delete your stuff, but you
When they
can try.
say when they say grifter, they're talking about people just like Oshus. This guy will tell us with a straight face, "Fuck Xbox," but he's a moderator for the biggest Xbox channel in South Africa. Make that make sense. Anyways, Dayreezy says Loke doesn't like uncomfortable conversations. Example, let's talk about his favorite game is Dustborn. No, we're not going to talk about that. What we're going to do is wait for me to stream that tomorrow. Apologies to everyone for the technical issues we've been having the last few weeks. Uh, from what has happened in today's show, I think it's pretty clear to see that the issue was the fact that we weren't, or I was not deleting our recorded episodes on FMAX. So what happened was, as we were recording, it was trying to save the videos onto FMAX, and it wasn't working. That's why we're having mic issues, recording issues, etc., etc. So I'm going to try and do better in terms of keeping track of how many gigabytes we have on the platform and keep deleting as appropriate. So, yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching. This has been Everything Plus Gaming on TSWS. We do this every single Monday. Also, make sure to like and subscribe because Ham streams every single day of the week. This the flavor of the month. This month is the Mass Effect trilogy. Make sure to come through and support Ham. He he is he is bettering his ways, and will finally in 2025 finish the entirety of the Mass Effect trilogy. Y'all make sure to come through and support Ham every single morning. I think it's 9 a.m. Eastern, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, Mondays we do everything plus gaming. Tuesdays, after Ham streams Mass Effect, I will be streaming Dustborn until I finish that calamity of a game. Wednesdays, it's the lowdown with me and Ham discussing video game news. Thursdays, Ham is streaming again, and then Friday, it's bullshitting. Hopefully, this Friday I will not have problems with my microphone because it's usually me, Ham, Cozy Beluga, Matt Likes Games, Mental Nina. Last week we had an awesome guest. His name was M or Emmanuel. It was unfortunate that I was having mic issues, but it was an awesome show. Y'all make sure to go and watch that if you have some time. Dairies, what's this? Make sure your buddy tells you what games he gets next time. Yeah, yeah. That we had a discussion about that because what we usually do, like I said, like I'll buy a game, update the Excel sheet, send it back to him via email. He'll buy a game, update the Excel sheet, etc. This time he was so enamored with Avowed, he forgot to do the thing that we always freaking do. So I had an awkward moment on Twitter, but it is what it is because the only perfect person on the planet was Jesus, and they still killed this nigga. Anyways, y'all have a good one. Bye bye.
They said we said, they said we said, they said we said, they said we said.